All right, I'm live. Come on in. Give y'all a few. Give y'all a few moments. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. To everybody. Just come on in. Make yourself at home. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. All right, babies. Let's go. Let's go. Let's talk about it. I'm just waiting for people to come on in. I know it's Friday. Hey, Miss Enchanted Pisces. It's been a crazy week, right? I can only imagine. I can only imagine how crazy of a week that was. Look, come on. Come on in. Woo. Listen. Come on, come on. It's popping. I told y'all be mindful for the rest of the year. These coronal mass injections that are popping off left and right off of the sun's surface is really pushing us into it's pushing us in. All right, come on, come on, come on, come on. I kind of did something to deter the bots that come in here. I put on only channel subscribers for 5 minutes or longer can send messages. Hey, come on in, rep your city as you come in. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Lord, Lord, Lord. It's going down. It is going down. Shout out to Haiti. Shout out to Congo. And shout out to all the children in the world that is still under child labor forces. May the spirit of freedom and justice prevail so hardcore that all of these different companies that own these sweatshops, and I'm talking about not just kids, but also adults, but especially children, that they start just really getting just due served to them. Because it's sickening with all of these sweatshops. May we all be, how can I say this? May we all be led to be more of a conscious consumer. I had practiced that for a very long time, I fell off a little bit, then went right back on to it. And I've been conscious consuming for a very long time now. But every now and then, people just we fall off, and conscious consuming could be anything, to just reading the labels on your foods, to cell phones, and that's gonna be kind of hard, because they've pushed this technology on us to where we do need some form of communication. I mean, you got to be you got to be like somebody who is like real badass, that you can get away with like not having a phone or whatnot. But for those of us who are parents, and things of that nature, we obviously we have to have phones on us. Our children have phones on them, so it's so much we can do, but yeah, as far as electronics, I'm praying that we are being led by the type of consumption, because that's going to be hard, trying to find what is not conflict, alignment with, the conflict of cobalt and the babies losing their lives so we can have technology. Like, that's crazy to me. So I just, my prayer is that those of us who are not in alignment with that are conscious, not only be clear, but just our karma be wiped. I don't agree. I don't agree to it. I don't agree to it. I don't agree to it. Shout out St. Louis. V-Town. 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 What's V-Town? What's V-Town? TMC. Special shout out to TMC. Special shout out to Sweet Pea. Special shout out to Cinnamon Toast Toasty, as they are the Mystic Manifesting members. What's up, LON? What's up, Cooking Again, saying St. Louis. Popping in on that thing. Yes, I wanted to see how dedicated the trolls were this time around. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box. Hey, Miss Sharon, special shout out to you, Miss Sharon. It's a Mystic member. For those of you who need a reading or any kind of products, go ahead. Everything you need to know about me is in the description box. If you want a reading online, you can shoot me a cash app right now. Anything $10 and above will get you in on a reading right now. Anything below $10 will be considered a donation. So grateful and thankful. Shout out, hey, respect. Now you said V-Town. What's V-Town? Look, I gotta do this because y'all. Okay, now I can see. Breathe, because love, I needed that, and it's a. What you needed? Y'all, something that bit me in my doggone face. Not the Valley Joe, not the 707, not Solano County. Shout out to where I used to stay, 1919 Carolina Street. Woo, shit. And then I used to stay on Evergreen Way. Shut up. Not the Valley Joe. Not the Hurricane. You can call me Slurricane. Hurricane. Strong enough to start an engine name. Shout out to Jalen coming on in here, y'all. If you want me to read on anything that's happening in the world, please drop it in the live while I am speaking. And I'll do my best to get to it. Look, Vallejo bringing Mystic Mom. Yes, child. Whew, Lord, I used to hate hearing that doggone sprinklement, man. Every 5 minutes on 106 Cameo. Shout out to Sway. Before he went big, before he got big. Yeah. Y'all, I'm telling y'all something bit my behind. I'm over here scratching it. I'm always getting bit. I got I got bit right here not too long ago. That's crazy. Then I got bit somewhere else, right here. I'm always getting bit. You know they love that chocolate. All right. Look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I had to push myself to come on here today. Let's talk about what's popping off, all right? Okay, if you have been tired, you've been going through it. It is upgrades. Let me say this. To those of you that have fast-tracked your shadow work in a very strong way. And I'm talking like fast-tracked it. And you just was on knocking stuff out, like left, right, one behind another, one behind the other. You didn't take a break, you didn't breathe. That's one of the things that, if you're like me and you find that there's some things within you that you don't care for, you do start deep diving. See, look, something bit me right here, Lord. And you start deep diving, and you go in and you start changing yourself, and you start digging into your energy. You start digging into who you are as a person. Shout out to the princess. Shout out to Courtney. Special shout out to those two, as they are mystic members. Yes. You start to realize. That you've done a lot of work. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to do something with the screen. So you feel like you've been back to back. You've been doing all this work, and now you're exhausted. You're like, what else is there left that I need to do? You feel like there is other things that you do need to do. Look, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Today was a rough day. I'm not gonna get into details, but today was a rough day. For me, it was a personal thing for me. There's a last leg of shadow work we're going through. This last leg of shadow work that we are going through. And look, you're going to be doing shadow work throughout your whole entire life. You're going to be healing and doing work throughout your whole life, right? This specific arena that we're in, and the reason why I'm saying last leg, is because this is like the last sliver of shadow work that we need to pay attention to before we cross over into some new energy. This shadow work is you with you. It's you. This is dealing with fears, whether it is subconscious, whether it's unconscious. And unconscious means you have no idea that it's there in you at all. You don't have a clue. Subconscious, you kind of sort of know, but maybe some details is not all clear. Consciously, you know. Even if you don't know how to deal with it, even if you don't know how to tackle it, you still know. And Enchanted Pisces, you said today was rough. Just finished having a crying meltdown. I understand. Look, I get it. I understand. Me too. I can sit here and give y'all a reading and harp on who done did what to you, who done tried to hoodoo you, and the shit that went back and court and hiding, what they call it, hiding inheritance from you. I can go, all kind of stuff can come out. That's not what I'm here for. That's not what I'm here for, especially not today. I am here to let y'all know that Pluto in retrograde is doing its freaking work. It's doing its work. It's doing its work. I had a good cry today. And a long one too. So I understand. Your fears, whether it be that you feel like you're going to die alone, whether you feel like you won't have companionship, whether you feel like you're never going to get out of the loop of not having enough finances, like your finances not being in order, the spirit of fear being on you, taking the leap of faith, starting your business, changing careers, whatever that is, this Pluto in retrograde season is bringing that up to the surface so it can push it out of you so you won't have an excuse to hold on to it. Look. Shout out to you, Miss Groovy. And did I say Courtney? Shout out to Courtney and Miss Groovy. Mystic members. What's up, Dana? You're not late. Shout out to you, Dana. It is something about leaving out of May, going into June. On the pagan calendar, June is the 6th month. That is the month of man. That is the number of man. That's the number of man. It is also the number of equal give and take. It is also the number of give and take. Reciprocity. It is also the introduction to contemplation. Having different options to which way you will go. 7 is the presentation of those options. 7 comes to bring, I want to say, a completed picture or guideline of what's to come. But we know 7 is not the last number. It is the atomic number for gold. So that means a purifying energy, refiner's fire. I want to share this download that I did get to you. I'm so glad you was watching that live video. I hope y'all enjoy it. Some of the videos that was formerly Patreon, I put up there for mass consumption. I had got a revelation the other day while I was driving. And I remember when I was a little girl, this scripture about the rainbow would always come back. How in the scriptures, and we're talking about the Bible here, I have a lot of Christian mystics that follow me. And I am not shy to go back and reach those who are still, who follow the Bible. That's fine. I don't have nothing against y'all. But I reach different people on this channel. And so I just know that my mass demographic is their Christianity, they're Christian based or a sub of Christianity, like Hebrew Israelites. I have a mixture, and I'm grateful. I also have a mixture of Moorish science followers that follow me. I also have some Islamic people here. I don't want to put nobody out there because I don't want them to maybe get in trouble with because I know some things are more stricter than others. But just to let y'all know, we have a lot of different people from different walks of life that follow this channel. Hey, Tropical Mystic. So that's why I do my best to just, when I do give the information, everybody needs to know, if it's for you, eat of it. I cook with love, no hatred here. When I got this revelation, it brought me to the scripture that talked about how God had promised that the world would not be destroyed by water, but the next time that the world will be under judgment, that the world will be destroyed by fire. And it occurred to me that there have been other resets. And I'm just going to say it like this. Just hold on to what I'm getting ready to say. I believe that all four, as of right now, all four elements has been in one point or time or another, has been used to do a great reset upon Mother Gaia, aka Earth, or Eret. 2121 on your clock. Right, the perfect gumbo. I believe that the Ice Age, and some people will say, oh, that was water because it was snow, it was ice. No, it was air. The Ice Age, that was a great reset by using the element air. Okay? Whether they have hid it from us or not, I'm pretty sure there was a grand reset before that, by the shaking of the earth. Fire had to be last because it's the great purifier. It is the great purifier. Not that water can't purify, but you see, when you set things on fire, things that are tempered to take the heat will be left unscathed. I mean, it won't be touched. It won't be altered in any way. Anything that has not been created or tempered to take that specific temperature will be melted away and or purified, depending on if it's a metal. If it's a plastic, it's gone. It's out of here. When the earth was flooded by water, the great deluge, that was the introduction to water spirits, because we're the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim, aka fallen ones, fallen angels. When they fell, and some of them, yes, I'm going to say some of them, when they drowned, I personally do not believe all of them drowned, but when some of them drowned, there were disembodied spirits. And because your body is made over 70% water, they need moisture to live. Okay? Case in point, when Jesus was talking to the legion that was being housed in that man's body, they came out of the cave, said, Master, for it is not yet our time to be cast down into the abyss due to judgment. Can you please cast us into the pigs? Jesus said, yes, cast them into the pigs. The pigs drowned themselves where? In the water. The reason why I'm going through this, because I want you to understand what I'm getting ready to say next. The rainbow was a very, very specific promise from Elohim that the earth was not going to be destroyed by water. The last living element left was fire. And if you look in Revelations, it talks about the earth being destroyed by fire or transmuted. Because remember, we're talking about a script or a text book that has been altered over time. Okay, the words in Greek are not necessarily the true words that we're reading due to translation. A lot of this stuff got lost in translation. So you have to take a lot. Look, some of this stuff you're going to have to take a grain of salt. Some of this stuff you're going to have to throw out. Other things you're just going to have to go and do your research. I have studied Hebrew, the Hebrew language. I've studied it for a while. I've studied it for a long time. I do not speak Hebrew. I have studied the Hebrew letters. I don't speak it. And you can't study a language and not I don't speak it fluently, but I do know words. And I'm always open to learn. I'm always open to learning more, because I feel like when you are a teacher, you must first be a student. So there's nothing wrong with always learning. I want to stay open. I'm a forever learner, and I just love learning. But what I do know, and trust me, what I do know doesn't even scratch the surface of that language. That language is so deep. And I will tell you, I'll give you a little hint. I've said this before on this channel, but I'll say it again because it's 2024. The Bantu language in Africa is not that far away from Hebrew, believe it or not. It is not. It is not. Baba and Abba is the same words for father. And that's just one common name, the word that matches up with a lot of the Bantu languages. Also, languages that were spoken here by the true natives. I'm talking about pre-Christopher Columbus. Especially here where I'm living, we still have the petroglyphs in up north in the caves, where our people had wrote the holy name of the higher being, God, and it was it's Hebraic. So we spoke a very deep Hebraic language before this devil tongue English came upon us. Okay, so what I'm about to say next is going to be a translation. The world was resetted by water. This time, by fire is happening. I remember being a little girl, pastors and teachers in the church used to teach us that the world was going to literally catch on fire. And that things was going to be burnt down, and it was going to get so hot that everything was going to be just burned up, just burning up, just burning up. Now, mind you, we know that there's a thing that they call, and they've been pushing for a very long time, called global warming. Now, what they don't want you to know is, if global warming does actually exist, it's because they keep cutting down trees. This is not some natural phenomenon that is happening. All right? It's not a natural phenomenon. The Earth's temperature is not raising because she's self-destructing. When you continue to keep cutting trees and messing up green life, what happens is that that part of the Earth cannot cool itself down as easy as a rainforest, or as easy as the north of the state that I live in is very green, very beautiful, and it does not get as hot as it does here in the middle to southern part of the state that I live in. All right. So that's been proven time and time again. If you want to live in a cooler environment, make sure that it's green. It's a green state or a green country, or that you're living in mostly a green environment. You will have a regulation of weather better than living in a desert. Okay. Now, what's happening with the CMEs, the ejections that are coming from off of the sun's surface, is causing a melange of downloads, uploads, upgrades, pushing forth of the graduation thereof. It is causing a lot of different things in one go. How you're going to know is because things are just going to feel different. They're going to feel, listen to me carefully. The earth is undergoing a baptism by fire. Whatever is meant to stand under the temperature of this baptism of fire will not be burnt up. Whatever has not been tempered to go through this whirlwind of fire, it is going to be burnt. It's going to be burned up. And it's going not even a crisp. The crisp is going to be non-existent. Do y'all remember Endgame? In Marvel, do y'all remember Endgame? When Thanos snapped, how some of the people just started disappearing? And they was like, where did they go? Where did they go? Y'all remember when Black Panther left out of here? Who else was that? Spider-Man. Y'all remember that? Thanos snapped and half of the world population went away. See, this is contingent upon your work you've been doing. And see, the problem is watch this. Some people are not going to believe it until it's too late. And for some of them, it is too late. It is too late. You work out your own stuff. Work out your own stuff. Because what's going to happen is that you get caught up on what this other person is doing. You forget your own journey. Next thing you know, honey, you in the same room as them. You're like, what's going on here? I've said this before on this channel, and I'm going to say it again. The fourth dimension is the equivalency to somewhat of a holding cell. I'm not saying that as a bad thing. It's just kind of like a neutral space. The energy is like a neutral space. I don't want to call it a purgatory, but that's kind of like as close as I can get to it. Do I feel like it's a spiritual limbo? For lack of better terms, yes and no. Yes and no. I don't feel like it's a bad, but I just kind of feel like it is a spiritual holding cell. I do look from the revelations that I've been getting. The fourth dimension is where judgment happens. You understand? And what's been going on is judgment has been happening across the board. This is why everything we see is collapsing. Everything. Everything. See, look, a lot of y'all are so caught up in all of these celebrities getting found out, you're not understanding that all of this is connected. All of this is connected. The politics are connected to this. The medical industry is connected to this. The housing authority is connected to this. The food industry is connected to all of this. The educational system, as we know it, that was built on low vibration, low vibrational energy, as we know it, is tearing apart. Listen, Brian, I'm trying to tell you right now, I've been seeing so many U-Hauls, it's crazy. You're not the only one, beloved. I have not seen this many U-Hauls like this, and I'm talking about bombarded. So I know you're not lying. I know you're not lying. Look, real fast, really quickly. The reason why Sexy Red, I don't care what you say, the reason why Sexy Red, did y'all notice? They was quiet about it unless you've been paying attention. Sexy Red had been going to schools. Why was she going to schools? Why do you need a music artist like Sexy Red to come visit the kids in your schools? Huh? Because all she doing is vulgar music, because they have puppets and industry plants in place to infiltrate our children. She's not the only one. Look, and the truth is, if you really want to know the truth, Sexy Red ain't nothing but a 2024 version of what's already been in place since we were kids. What did you think Lil' Kim was? What did you think Nicki Minaj? All of them. I don't give a fuck. Look, you don't get to pick who's innocent because you like them. All of them are guilty. Anybody who's been spreading all of that foolery and buffoonery, if it has not been for the upliftment of our people. See, and look, y'all talking about, I'm not talking about these little artists that don't get no kind of play. I'm talking about people who was propped up in front of us. Folks who were being idolized. I'm talking about those people. I'm not talking about no little no-name folk. The girl went to a basketball game, I think, with her child. Don't quote me, because I don't know if that was her child or not. with kids right there with high-ass booty shorts, cut off all up her ass. They're not hiding it anymore. Look, the age of Aquarius, this new golden age that's coming around, because it's coming around. The age of Aquarius is here, but that new golden age is coming upon us. There's a difference. The age of Aquarius and the golden age is not the same. I want to get this very clear. One has to do with astrology, the other one does not. It's just that simple. We don't have to complicate anything. You say, is she for grown folks, cinnamon toasty? Nah, she's for kids. Look, they put Sexy Red in the industry to be for children. She was never for us. They didn't put her in there for us. Look. If you want to know the truth, they knew, oh my God, I'm going to say it. Look, I don't care if you're a single parent or not. I don't care if you are a single parent or not. They knew that most of us, soon as we hear something, they thotting and bopping with their ass in the air, twerking, like they on Bourbon Street. Because the stereotype is that's what we all good for. That's the stereotype. Now we know that is a lie, because not all of us are like that. But guess what? They put her, Ice Spice, and the other one for the children. Glorilla. Let me tell y'all, I told y'all mob and cartel ties was going to start coming out with these celebrities. Y'all wanted to know how they rich. They're not rich by money. That's one of the ways. It's not just trafficking, the stuff that make you high. It's also human trafficking as well. But I told y'all this was going to come out, and it's coming out. I've been said this before it was public knowledge that it was going to come out. It's coming out. Now I'm going to tell y'all this. Look, they're not hiding it anymore. Because the age of Aquarius, it requires you to do if you're going to keep doing dirt, you got to do your dirt up front. You got to do your dirt up front. Now watch this. I'm going to tell you how the age of Aquarius is a double-edged sword. It is coming a time where they're going to have no choice but to say, yes, this is my agenda. Yes, this is what I'm doing it for. And what? Watch this. Then it's going to be up to the people to say yay or nay. Whatever consequences come after that, you cannot complain about it. I said what I said. You cannot complain about your child growing up to be 17, 18, pimping herself or prostituting herself out, saying, my mama let me grow up on Sexy Red. Don't get mad. Because see, you had a chance to pull the plug when the tree was tender. Now that the tree can't bend no more, you can't be over here complaining about some shit you ain't checked when the child was teachable. I'm telling you. The educational system, we already know. Rockefeller has said, Chase has said, they wanted the educational system here in the States to be as docile as possible because they were making workers. They were not creating thinkers. I always said the way that I teach you how to think, not what to think. You're supposed to, as a teacher, you are supposed to leave things open so people can cultivate their own minds. Because the moment you try to teach them what to think, you are a cult leader. I don't care who the hell you are. The moment you are trying to tell somebody, I can put information out there, y'all can do whatever y'all want with it. Now, whatever is facts, is facts. But whatever is my opinion, I definitely will let you know. You can run with that. If you agree, fine. If you don't, that's okay. We're still family. I love you. But the fact that when the truth comes out, because can't nobody refute truth. Can no one refute truth? It's unbeatable. In the court of law and the court of the universe, ain't no way you can beat it. So you will want to find yourself on the right side of it. The energy of the justice card is coming to me. Master number 11. I see the sword and I see the balance beam. And I see justice with her blinder on, with her blind on. But I see her taking it off. I'm telling you right now, they're going to have to tell us. The spiritual non-disclosure agreements are lifted. There is no more listen to me. In the spiritual realm, there is no more residue of spiritual non-DAs. Okay? When these people did witchcraft, when they oathed into their secret society to get fame and fortune, there was a spell that was placed for people to not be able to see past the illusion. That was supported in the age of Pisces under Neptunian energy. We're no longer there. We're in Uranus energy. Everything got to fall. That is not being supported by Gaia. Gaia says she had enough. That's just what it is. They do know that they're plants. Of course they know that they're plants. They know they plants. When these people when these people go into the industry, they know what they got to do. How do y'all think Drake lasted so long? Hey, shout out to you. Special shout out to Goddess Power, who is a mystic member. How do you think Drake lasted so long? Huh? Half Jew, half black boy. From Toronto, Canada. Being a culture vulture for how long? And some of y'all gonna say, how is he a culture vulture? He's biracial. Look, let me tell y'all something. You can be melanated and be a culture vulture. Because allegedly from someone who went to school with Sexy Red, allegedly that girl didn't grow up like that. You'd be surprised how many people that do look like us that was in that industry claiming that they was from the hood, slanging that yayo, what they said, got them keys in the trunk, 50 grand, and all this other stuff, and they never did none of that. That's culture vulturing. Look, if watch this. If the poison on the streets, crack, heroin, whatever you want to call it, rocks, any type of drug you can think of, listen to me, if that is the culture, a lot of them was lying. And a lot of them have already told you they was lying. That it was just art. And how many people do you know, including yourself if it applies to you, how many people do you know were directly influenced by that music and became the music that they were listening to? I know a lot of people. My grandma had 16 children. How many grandkids do you think she got? That's why we always letting somebody in on the culture who ain't of the culture. Because we're not loyal to ourselves. So how do you expect to have a lock on something? Our culture before they fucked with us was love, community, family. That's what our culture was. I've been saying this for years, even before I had this channel. I used to say this when I was a minister in the church. If you just leave us alone with the subliminal messages and always piping some foolery down our throats, if you just leave us alone, we will revert back to the true nature and old ways of our ancestors, which is true community, true love, true sharing, true bartering. Excuse my burp. I'm so grateful and thankful to have been born as an 80s gal. Grateful to be a millennial gal. As I remember that you had to make sure your behind got home when them lights was on. Because you was going to pass through everybody's house before you got to your own house. That's how much trouble you would have been in. That's Jesse out there. Ain't that such and such a baby? Girl, you better get home. Them lights finna come on now. Don't make me have you come to my house. I call your mom and your daddy. And look, God forbid your parents gave the neighbors the permission to whoop your tail if they seen you doing something you ain't had no business. You was really gonna be being passed from house to house before you got home. That's why most of us ain't over here going postal on the jobs and shooting up shit. I don't care what you say about corporate punishment, but that it helped. Because now we got a whole bunch of people running around here acting a fool. Everything they say and do got to be heard. It's a lie. Your voice don't matter everywhere. Sometimes you have more power shutting the fuck up than you do speaking. Even I had to learn that. That's right, Gen X too. You're right. Everybody is separated. But you know what? That's a good thing. Because now you can't blame your shit on nobody. Now you got to work out your own salvation with what? Fear and trembling. And I'm talking about reverence for your journey. Reverence for the energies that are bigger than you. Because remember, we all came down here and humbled ourselves to this mortal body. So you have energies bigger than you. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not. Somebody over here so religious, I ain't nothing bigger than me but God. Okay. The angels ain't bigger than you. You ain't got demons, principalities that's bigger than you. Okay. Keep living a little longer. I didn't live. Well, you live. Whether you're old or young, it don't matter. When you really start understanding the construct of the spiritual realm, it's totally different. And it has some similarities too. But then this, oh baby. Then you really will start respecting what you cannot see. Even Archangel Michael said he had a respect for Satan. Wasn't he contending with Satan over the body of Moses? Was that in the book of Jude? Said he didn't even bring an accusation against the devil. He just said, may the Lord rebuke you, which means I'm not even going to accuse you of taking or trying to take the bones of Moses. Because that's how powerful they say Moses was. Even in death, you just touch his shit. See? That's why Marie Laveau is not buried over there. Where do you think she is? She ain't there. Shut up, Rafiki. Some people so powerful, they make you think they buried there and they ain't buried there. The Bible also said in those last days, men's hearts were going to fail them for some of the things that they were going to see, that they were going to encounter, that they were going to have to live out, come across. You have no idea. You have no freaking idea. They've always been industry plants. Sex kittens and pimp plants. The Rico Suaves of the world. Because remember, they had to paint different pictures all the way around. They got to get you in some kind of way. Not everybody speaks pimp language. Not everybody speaks hoe and prostitute language. Some people speak the language of materialism. You'd be very surprised. I'll use this for an example. I remember in so many words, I'm just paraphrasing her words. I remember when Kelly Rowland, you remember when Kelly Rowland came out with that song, how she was talking about how she had to get it out of her, put it in a song, because was comparing her life to Beyonce for so long, it was driving her fucking crazy. She was going in debt trying to keep up with the girl. This is what she said out of her own mouth. Y'all don't think they trying to compete with each other there? And here you are, trying to figure out how you can make your next $1 million in your sleep, knowing that it may have to cost you your morality because you're willing to sell crap and you don't even know what you're selling. You're just willing to buy something that's pre-done, slap your name on it, and push it out to the masses. Shout out to you. Because every dog has its day. And every cat has its night. This is what is about to pop off. And I'm going to tell y'all this. I would not... Sidebar conversation. I know that Trump was convicted. He was found convicted of, I don't know what, 30 some odd counts of felonies, I think. They found him guilty. I would not be surprised that he still run and still win. Listen. Everything is all tainted. Don't think anybody's innocent. They're all tainted. I still want to see what he would do if he get in office. I said what I said. I still want to see. I want to see if things would just magically get better. I'm very curious. And while he got over there convicted, we all forgot that they still had found things in Biden's home that shouldn't have been there, allegedly, when Barack Obama was in office. Did we forget that he was brought to court too for hiding certain evidences in his home, allegedly? Did we forget? So they both doing some bullshit. Yeah, and look, watch this. I don't know. Look, somebody said, well, you should have faith in your own people. Time out. All things are possible. However, the percentage that will come out of this thing unscathed is going to be minute compared to the amount that may burn up with this baptism of fire that is coming. Because all of these YouTube shorts and TikToks and videos that was placed in social media while these women was complaining about how this man took her to Cheesecake Factory and this man did this and he was complaining about her. All of that were plants. It's just now coming out that majority of those videos were skits. The damage was done. Did you know that Cheesecake Factory video was a skit? That's not alleged. They came out and said it was a skit. It was a skit. You know why? You know why they didn't tell you? And when they did, you didn't pay attention? Because black people are emotional. We are emotional. You can lie to them. Their emotions get riled up, and then you can come back and tell them the truth, and the truth won't matter. You know why? Because their emotions is riled up. They want to have an excuse to tear the whole fucking town down. If it applies to you, then it applies to you. But if it don't, just move on. Just say amen. But if it hurts, say ouch. They sowed so many seeds of discord between the melanated man and the melanated woman. The damage is done. It is individually up to us to heal the relationship between the divine masculine and divine feminine within our own people. And watch this, it's very simple. The solution is very simple. And I'm going to say this, watch this. It's 3 words. This is how simple it is, but watch how hard this shit is going to... Oh, it's going to be hard. Watch. You ready? You ready? All you have to do is drop the ego. That's it. Drop the ego. Drop it. Just drop it. Drop it. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it. Drop the ego. You ever seen somebody be loud and wrong? Raise your hand. Have you ever been loud and wrong? Raise your hand. We have to start correcting. in order to get on a track that is healthy for us as individuals and as a whole, you have to start course correcting. And course correcting is going to look like, yes, I made mistakes, cleaning up where there is spilled milk on the floor, because even milk, when it starts to dry, it gets sticky. Don't let nobody tell you milk don't stick to the floor. It ain't got to be sugar. Don't have to be sugar water, saints. And when milk start drying, it get funky after a while. You got to clean it up. And what's happening is we have a lot of people that are existing right now on the face of Gaia that does not want to drop their egos. Everybody wants to be right. And when they're loud and they're wrong, they don't care. They don't care. And instead of just abasing themselves and correcting themselves, guess what they do? They resort to a whole bunch of yelling matches. Yelling matches. Who wants to go hoarse? Who is trying to lose their voice? You know, if you're a god or a goddess, the greatest mastery that you have is of yourself. There's a lot of people who are walking around there calling themselves gods and goddesses, queens and kings and royalty, and y'all ain't nowhere near it. Y'all are lower than a peasant. And the reason why you're lower than a peasant is because you have no self-control. If it hurts, say ouch. It ain't, look, if you hurt by the words I'm saying, that's because it apply to you. Look, one thing about us is the difference between hurting somebody's feelings and then calling something out so it can get healed. Even I had to do work with myself. I was well versed in the scriptures. I grew up, my mother's side, my mother's side, it was very book smart and intellectual in education. My father's side is very street smart, very intelligent in the ways of the world. I had the best and the worst of both freaking worlds. So myself, I had to course correct myself. When you think you know it all and you don't. Oh yeah, I was one of them. I thought I knew it all. See, a lot of y'all ain't gonna put yourself out there because you don't want to look crazy. But let me tell you something. I'd rather look crazy knowing that I'm sane than to try to act like I'm sane knowing goddamn well I'm crazy. And one thing we're not gonna do is lie. I'm gonna tell the truth. I've been telling the truth this far, so we're gonna keep going. I took a vow to come into this mortal body just like y'all. And I have been subjected. Do you think Christ walked this earth just pure like that? Why do you think they cut, look, watch this. They tell you he was born in the manger. Tell you he was born in the manger. And that Herod, he put something out there. He wanted to go ahead and claim the life of Christ. And the family members went to Egypt where everybody was black and hid amongst all the people. Now how the hell you gonna be white folks going to an African country blending in if you're white? That's why they went to Egypt, to blend in. Explain that shit to me. That's a sidebar conversation. Whatever. Going back on the track. Now watch this. All of a sudden, the last thing we knew of the little boy was that he was in the temple teaching. His mama and his daddy say, come on, let's go. And they looked back and seen that Christ was not with them. He was back there teaching. And they say he went back to go get the kid from out the temple, and everybody was amazed. Fast forward to the age of 30. Where's the rest of his life? Oh, I see. You didn't read the Aquarius Gospel, did you? Okay. That's why. You didn't read the Aquarius Gospel. Then you would realize that he was a little tyrant, like how kids are tyrants. He didn't come in this mortal body and it was what you call pure all the time. He was a kid. Of course he did some shit. But you see, his powers were so vast and powerful and so alien and galactic that he was on the rooftop playing with one of his friends and pushed him off there and then brought him back to life and scared the shit out of his friends. They didn't want to play with him again. That's one of the accounts of him being a child. He had temptations like the rest of us. He was also born. Look, y'all don't want to hear. The Vatican is going to they're going to be forced to come out and say that it was no immaculate conception. I don't care what the fuck y'all say. Be mad all you want. The only reason why they lied, that political mess, you better do your research. When they come out and say that, please hold on to yourself. Don't give up your faith. Because if it was real, can't nothing shake it. But I will tell you this. It's going to come out. And what y'all going to do? Y'all going to call the Vatican a lie? They know way more than we do. They done stole all the books. When that Alexander's library, they said it caught on fire. They didn't tell you how much shit they got out though. It's a lot in that Vatican library we don't know about. When I became woke, I'm guilty of that. I used to call all men kings and all women queens, not even one unless I see the fruit. God is power. Ooh, you said something real strong, baby. Yes, mother. You will know them by the fruit that they bear. You will know them by the fruit that they bear. You got to know. You got to know them by the fruit that they bear. People can talk all day long, but you're going to know. That's why I tell people, I don't, look, actions don't speak louder than words when it comes to me. I'm going to watch you and see what you're consistent in. Consistency is what I look at. If I see you are consistent in being a shit starter and gossiper, and that's all you don't have you have nothing else to do with your time than to start bull and talk about people and be jealous and ugly and whatever. Yeah, your fruit is rotten. And that's why ain't nobody eating from you. Because whoever's going to be around you with that energy, y'all carry the same energy. And of course, misery love company, so they're going to uplift each other. You got to realize something. Look, I have fans. I have people I have not even met. You got people that you haven't even met that don't like you. They don't know nothing about you. They don't know nothing about you. But yet they don't like you. But they're a fan. They're a fan. They can't take their eye off you. They can't start watching you. They just gotta know what's going on. And you're like, oh, I gotta see. They really secretly like you. They may want to be you. Put love on it. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but put love on it. People like that be hurting because they ain't had no validation in their life. And they looking for validation. And they may have came to you looking for it. You didn't even know. And because they didn't get it from you, you an enemy. Some people want to mess with you so you can, that's their way of you. They want you to say, hey. Hey, how you doing? I stay to myself. I don't bother nobody. I don't know nobody. I stay to myself. That's why I'm at peace. I stay to myself. Life is easier that way. You won't find your name up in no bull And if you do, it's because somebody put you there, and they want you. They want you to give them your energy. They want your energy because they ain't shit without it. Yes, VK, people do need to read and understand the definition of words. You ain't lying. People really do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. When you understand the etymology of words, then you understand that some things don't really mean what. Yeah. Yeah, and that's a forever learning arena. That's a forever learning arena. To learn words, etymology, you'll never be done learning, because things, they change them up. I'm pretty sure a dictionary probably from 1969. Pretty sure there's some words in there that may have changed now. There's probably some words in that dictionary they took out. And then to understand that words, the letters that make up the words are ruled by numbers, then you really understand binary code. And how you are coding your world. You're coding your world around you when you use words. That's why they say life and death is in the power of the tongue. The tongue is a neutral tool. It's neutral. It's neither good nor bad. It's what you make it. Yes. I believe that I still have that video up. Yeah, the power of words, or something about words. So I definitely wanted to put that out there, y'all. That the world is going through a baptism. It's going through a baptism of fire right now. And whoever and whatever can be shaken will be shaken. Whoever and whatever will be burnt up will be burnt. You're not going to be able to save or salvage anything or anyone. What needs to go is going to go. Who needs to go is going to go. And look. This is unfortunate, but let's back up here to the year 2020. Oh, this is so unfortunate. I will never forget when we were the Mystic Circle at the time, and we were on this channel, and I remember begging people not to take that jab. And I mean, stand 10 toes down, stand 10 toes. I kept telling people, look, even if they threaten you, even if they threaten to take your job away, and they started, y'all remember that? They was threatening folks. It was so many people that felt coerced or forced to take the job so they could, take the jab so they can keep their jobs, or, people were in fear of losing things. That's how they wanted it. They wanted to see who would fold and buckle under the spirit of fear. I broke that down to y'all then. I broke that down to why they was calling it the corona, which was Spanish for crown, dealing with your crown chakra and what you was believing. I will never forget, was what you believed at that time to be true was happening at lightning speed, because we were crossing over. I will never forget that we were crossing over at the time. And we crossed right on over. And whoever allowed fear to push them to take the jab took it. It'll be that easy. If trust me, if these people wanted to subdue a nation, or the world again for that matter, all they had to do was something else, something different, different name, same energy, you know, and shut it on down again, and then do it the worst time. Cause now watch this. I mean, pushing something that wasn't even regulated, that wasn't even proven to help, and then now we have people like, I want to say Mark Rubio. Is it Rubio or Cubio? I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong, y'all. Please forgive me. I'm not into news like that, and look, I don't profess to be in news like that. Well, whoever that man is, I want to say he's New Yorker, right? Allegedly, he came out and said that he was damaged by the jab, allegedly. So, the lawsuits, the quiet lawsuits that they have been settling and or throwing out of court. Y'all don't understand. It's a lot they've been hiding when it comes to these the celebrity situations being true, but being a distraction. Being a distraction. I don't know. Look, I don't know. I just had the strangest sidebar. I love Kaya. I don't know why. Look, sidebar conversation. I love Kaya. I was thinking about Kaya the other day, and I was wondering if she still was doing her thing. But it was, look, Kaya been saying certain things. Truth will defend itself. It needs no defense. You just sit back and you let things unfold. Just let it unfold. Just let it unfold. I was after I got through washing my hair today, I was in the mirror, and the Holy Spirit spoke to me and said, you are going to have to get used to being copied. And I was like, wait, what? Because I have this philosophy, my own philosophy is, it's not the highest form of flattery to me. I think it's lame. I think it's lame to be a copycat. When I say be a copycat, like you're just not trying to be original in no way, shape, form, and fashion. You feel like you gotta be everything other than you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's borderline mental illness to me. But I do understand that some people can admire a person, because we've all been there. You can admire someone and want to copy them or be like them. That's different. Admiration versus thievery. That's two different things. And when I say copycat, I'm talking about the negative aspect of copying someone. And the Holy Spirit told me, you're going to have to get used to people copying you. And I was like, wow, this is what I say. I was like, I don't think that's flattery. I think that's, borderline mental illness. I think it's crazy to me, And I heard, listen, you touch people, even the ones that don't want to be touched. And I'm saying this to you. We are embarking on a time. The world is dark, saints. And I'm not just talking about the sun going down. I'm talking about the world is dark. You're going to know who's really a star seed or a star or not. And I'm not talking about no fame. I'm talking about a real star. Because only stars going to shine when it's dark. And it's a lot of people that have been convinced that they were in alignment with certain things, carrying nasty spirits and not wanting to evolve with the spirit of love. So you got to understand, we are coming on a time where you're going to be the only blueprint. And you're going to be the only Bible some folk read. You're going to be the only Quran that some people will read. You're going to be the only Buddha text, Tibetan book, whatever you follow, you're going to be the only grimoire some folks may study. And learning to be comfortable with that is going to be a journey. Learning to be comfortable with that. All right? So that's just what's getting ready to come down the pipe. You know what I'm saying? Love, aka God, the Most High, has soldiers, true people who are really walking in love, that are designated in specific areas in the world. And as it's getting darker, man, your light is shining brighter, and it's gonna irritate folks. It is. It's going, and they're showing you. Some of them gonna show you that they're irritated with you. You ain't got to do them nothing. You don't have to do them anything. They're gonna show you they don't like you for whatever reason they have in their mind that they've conjured up. And look, pray for some of these people. Some of these people really do have mental illnesses out here. Some people beefing with you. They only realize they're beefing with themselves. You don't even know you're in a beef. I don't know I'm in a beef. Oh Lord, I'm telling y'all, look, I pray for folks' salvation, man. I pray for their own salvation, that people will wake up and really get it and really turn over a new leaf, because this shit is not a joke. It's coming down the pipe. Your life is on the line. Everyone's life is on the line when it comes to, I'm telling you, Lord, when you proven to not be useful, folks get rid of you. Your job, they see you if you're not useful on the job, honey, they will get rid of you. They will get rid of you. Fire it, lay it off, whatever you want to call it. And they will replace you with somebody who will do your job effectively. No company wants someone who's not pulling their weight. What do you think the spiritual world is? When you came down here to earth in this mortal body, we are all subjected to be employees in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Whether you are on your divine mission, you are employed by the Most High, you're employed by yourself, you're employed by somebody else. All of us are under employment in some way, shape, form, or another. But the cold-blooded part is God will fire you and can let you to continue to keep working. You won't even know. But we get into a place where you're going to know now, because at this point, it's obvious. It's obvious. Yeah, so we are definitely in that age. We're in the energy where the earth is being baptized. I also want to share one last thing. And the Holy Spirit told me to do something on purpose, because you have to be a subscriber for at least 5 minutes in order to say hey, hi, or hello, which lets me know that you're not a bot. So, if there's any trolls coming in, it's because there's some true haters out there. So, you gotta, again, roll with it. People are fucking miserable, bro. Hey, trouble woman. Some people are miserable. Look, let people dig the holes in the ground for themselves. I knew what I was doing. I knew what the Holy Spirit told me to do. You let people expose themselves up. You know why? Look, hold on. Before I tell y'all my last revelation that happened to me last night. You ready? Watch this. Some of us, me and you, some of us didn't know and couldn't really see who was against us because we was too busy holding conversations with folks. We wasn't quiet long enough to really see the fruit of a person. We were buying into the gimmick of that person by them having dialogue and conversation with us. If you get a little quieter, you will see. Your son was in prison and they forced him to take the jab. I'm so sorry about that. For those people who were forced, and I mean like truly forced, like your son, I pray mercy on them, mercy on people like your son, because some people work like if that's against your will, it's against your will. Like let's may grace and mercy be upon people like that, because you're in an institution like that in prison, jail. Of course they gon' they look at you like your body ain't yours no more. You a number. You belong to the state. They love doing that. They love saying that. I'm so sorry that happened to you. You said your brother and your sister attacked you last week? Okay, so what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? They attacked you. They attacked you. Now what? What's the next step? What's the next step? Y'all, this thing bit the shit out of me. Right there. I'm sorry that you're in pain. I'm sorry that happened to you. What's the next step? You don't know? What does your heart say? Outside of the rage and the anger that is within your solar plexus right now. I can sense it. I can see it. I can feel it. Your lower 3 chakras are off the chain in rage and anger, which I can't blame you. I don't blame you. But now what do you want? What's the next step now? Now that things have been shown to you, what's the next step? And what does justice look like to you? What is your form of justice? Is it the cops? Is it what is your form of justice? Justice can look different to us all. Look, I swear to you, look, at the bottom of the deck, truth. At the top of the deck, purification. Your energy field was cleansed. You went to the police and they went out, put him in jail. Why is that? That's crazy. Why didn't they do? Why they didn't put him in jail? What you saying, Courtney? She said, "My bad. You good, girl. You good, sis." They working with the cops. Do you know for sure they working with the cops? Let me explain something to you. This thing can either go one or two ways. I was getting ready to say, I was going to do one of my things like, I don't need no cards. I don't. But let me just say this to you. You have a message right now. All weapons formed against me will prosper me and my household. All weapons. I used to say no weapon formed against me shall prosper. But let me say this. Any weapons that have to be formed against me and they get through the force field that my spirit team got on me and mine, it's to prosper me. It's going to prosper me and my household. It's going to prosper me and my household. Enough is enough. Some folks, you gotta let them hang themselves. Some people don't, look, I'm telling you, some people be so caught up in their own crap, they don't realize the stuff that they're doing towards you is helping them hang themselves. By the time they realize it, it's too late. Spirit will let you, honey, I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, Mickey, don't play. I'm so sorry that happened to your child. I know from the perspective of your daughter, I personally understand. I personally understand. A lot of us got that story. Trouble Woman. Why did you name yourself Trouble Woman? Why? What made you name yourself that? You know, names carry power. Names carry weight. And look, and watch. Let me ask you this question. Why are you here? And I understand that you're depressed, and I understand that you're tired. Let me ask you this, though. How do you think your siblings are sleeping? Do you think they sleeping good, or do you think they tossing and turning? Because I'm pretty sure you're not sleeping good. If anyone that's attacked, and especially if they weren't looking for it or asking for it to be attacked, if they're not looking for any attack to come upon them and it's not warranted, it's gonna bother you, right? I know you're not. I know you're not. The jail you have for me, you're gonna rot in. People making their own prison. Come on, Courtney, you better speak the truth, God. Woo-hoo. How do you think your siblings are sleeping? I'm pretty sure you have PTSD. I don't doubt that at all. How do you think your siblings are sleeping? Do you think they're sleeping better than you? You're probably right. You're probably right. Yep. I'm pretty sure of it that you're correct. When you have an attack that happens to you spiritually, and or physically like that, and it lands on the target, whether it's physical or spiritual, mental, emotional, whatever attack, when it lands on the target that it's intended for, the target usually carries a lot of the negative energy aftermath. After all of the dust settling and clearing, when it's all over with, the person who received the attack usually is the one carrying the guilt, the shame, the anger, the rage, the hurt, the depression, the fatigue. Not all the time, but most of the time it's like that. And the reason why it's like that is because people who are used to, listen, I'm only just going to say this to you. This is for all of us. A lot of the times, just to be fair, 9 times out of 10, people who create and carry out the offense upon the victim is transferring their negative energy into the victim as the offense is occurring. All that energy is being transferred into the victim. Okay? And then what happens is these people can sleep at night. Why? Because they're ruled by chaos. And I'm not talking about the type of chaos that's in the feminine womb that helps to create the world. I'm not talking about the universal chaos that eventually leads us to order. I'm not talking about the yin and the yang. I'm talking about people who thrive and live off of destruction. You understand? People who their day does not go by well for them if they're not involved in some kind of foolery or fuckery. All right? Those people don't sleep well when it's silence, when there's peace. Listen, the reason why the yin and the yang does exist, for our understanding here on this earthly plane, on this three-dimensional plane, the understanding of what we call good and evil, people choose, watch this, they choose a side, whether they know it or not, whether they believe it or not, they choose a side. They choose a side. They choose a side. Not understanding that evil is necessary to the glorification of good. This is gonna hurt, but just look, hold on to what I'm saying. I understand where you at. Just hold on to what I'm trying to help you alleviate some of that rage and that anger. You have every right to be angry. You have every right to be hurt. You have every right to be tired. But just hear me. This is for a lot of us. Listen to me. A lot of the times, victims have nothing to do with the rage and the anger of the offender. A lot of the times, the offender has rage and pain from other folks. Okay? And it's hard to not take none of this personal, because these are people you grew up with. These are people you know, they family, they friends. Look, sometimes it's hard sometimes it's going to be hard. Now ain't that the truth? Y'all seen that, right? Sometimes it's going to be hard. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I love it when my guys protect me and keeping me, because this don't happen often, honey. This don't happen often, but when it does, ooh, I'm so glad. Y'all seen that, huh? All right, now let's go. See, when the lights cut off, that's good energy for me. I know what time it is. Not everything like that is a bad omen. Oh, the Holy Spirit just told me something. Now watch, some hater is going to claim that they was over there using their juju to make my light go off, and you're a liar. You a liar. You a lie. You ain't got power. You want to have power. You ain't got no kind of power. And like Medea said, oh, no deed. But we going to go there. Back to y'all, us. Back to us. Back to us. Because my prayers that I help somebody, even if it's just one person, my prayers that we all get free, man. I'm telling you. Because look, what's coming is going to be crueler than the grave for a lot of people. A lot of people don't understand. And look, they'll tell you, yeah, she lying, don't listen to her, until it happens. I don't have to be right about everything, but the things that I do be right about, I see it coming down the street. I see it coming around the corner. God got me on a mountain for a specific reason, so I can look down and see what's way out there coming, so I can warn the people. Now it's up to you to take the warning signs that's being shown to you. It's not just me. It's people, real true people out here that's doing real work in the spirit of love, that is over here like, hey, down the road, they coming. It's up to you to take heed and caution. Take caution. Not everybody going to listen until it's too late. Then they're going to be like, help me, help me, help me. Like them hurricanes used to hit in Louisiana. I remember at the last minute, people be gassing up at the gas station. I'm talking about it's raining hard. And the hurricane about to make landfall, and at the last minute, all y'all just start to just leave? That's crazy. When y'all had days and days and days to prepare, oh, now all of a sudden when it's hours before landfall, y'all niggas want to get on the road? Oh my God. Thank you, Mickey Don't Play. Thank you for following me like that. I appreciate it. Honestly, true appreciation. What's up, Gen 75? You are in an energy, my love. You're going to have to make a decision. And let me tell you this. Let me tell you. Whatever decision you make, you're going to have to live with that. You can retaliate if you want. But you best be very careful how you retaliate. You understand? Not everything is called to the extreme. I understand that you hurt. I understand, because you more hurt than anything. If you really pull back that layer of rage and anger, you're really hurt. You're really hurt. How could they do this to me? But let me tell you something. They was playing a part. They had to play the villain in your journey, your timeline right now. They had to play the villain. What's up, Miss Lawson? Come on in and have a time. What's up? Special shout out to Tangi, who is a Mystic member. There's many different ways you can retaliate. You can retaliate on your own. You can go to the spiritual realm and retaliate. But look, let me just tell you like this. One day, and I'm going to pray this again while I'm on this live. For anybody who wants to get in on this prayer, there's going to be a free little ritual right now. Speaking of rituals, have a pinned comment. You want to get on that divine favor? You already know what time it is. The information is already pinned in the chat. When I had my time of getting stabbed up by people that I've helped, and I'm talking about really, really helped, it was hard. This is for you though. It was hard for me to get over it at first. I went through several different stages of grief, anger, and rage. I gotta be honest with you. I went through several stages. There were times where I wanted the stages to be over with. I just wanted to be over and done with. Look, watch this. This is good. This is not for the religious people. Log off if you just super religious. Even when I was mad at God, my ancestors, and my whole spiritual team. Oh, you don't want to get them? You don't want you what? Oh yeah? They hurt me. I trusted them. They ate at my table. They kids play with my kids. I babysat their kids. I had to get to a place. Look, because I gotta help. I can't be real with y'all if I'm not gonna be real with myself. I was there. I wanted the heavens to open up, and I wanted the lightning to just take them out. I wanted a whirlwind to just suck them on up into oblivion. Whatever you got to do, God, get rid of them, because they hurt me. Oh, man, y'all ain't real. Y'all want to hear this kind of teaching, but you're going to get it. I wanted them to hurt because they hurt me. And it wasn't until I started to choose. Watch this. I had to choose. There was a fork in the road I was coming to, because I was doing so much inner work to heal in myself, because I wanted that healing so bad. I wanted to heal so bad. I wanted them upgrades so bad. I wanted to really walk how I talk so bad. I was like, I'm not perfect. I know that. That's fine. But I am going, I gotta upgrade me. Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to stand in judgment and give an account of what Susan May did and what Johnny Lou did. I got to give an account what I have done and why I did it. I cannot give an account for what people have done to me. I can only give account to how I responded and why I responded that way. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? Forgiveness does not mean you got to be up in somebody's face smiling and kikiing with them. No. Look, when I got that revelation some years ago about forgiveness being a two-sided compartment, there's a side of forgiveness. It's like twins. There's a side of forgiveness that is just for you. Then there's another side of forgiveness that does pardon them. Once I said that, you know what, I forgive. There's some people I have pardoned, and there's some people that I'm like, look, I forgive for me, but you got to stand in judgment for that. You do not get to tell karma when to hit. You are going to be healed. I seen 41:41 on the clock. Trouble woman, and for anybody else who's on here, even I'm talking to me. Listen to me. You are going to be healed, living your best life. And all of a sudden, you're going to get a phone call, a text message, an email stating such and such, then something that happened to such and such. Did the dot, the dee, do dot, the do dot. And you're going to be living your best life. And for the first time in your life, you're going to be trying to figure out, why do you feel bad for somebody who did you so wrong? Because listen to me. It takes time for some wounds to really heal. And what I mean by time, I'm not talking about Chronos time itself. I'm talking about you actually putting in the work for forgiveness. Forgiveness can be hard. Don't let nobody tell you that shit is easy. Some situations is harder than others. And that's just what some of us in this lifetime, that's exactly what we reincarnated for. For some of us, this whole journey was just about forgiveness. That's why so many people did us dirty, because this whole thing is about, oh, you want to walk this love walk for real? Oh, you want to be a child of love? Because watch this. The highest of them all is to walk in love. I don't give a fuck what nobody else says. You can have all the degrees in the world. If you don't have love, you ain't shit. You don't have nothing if you don't have love. You don't have anything. All of that correcting people because they're using ebonics and, oh, your grammar is incorrect. None of that matters. If you don't have love, you ain't shit. You don't amount to nothing. You're zilch. Nada. That is the highest soldier. Because to be a true warrior is to be a warrior of love. You cannot be out here a samurai ninja warrior and not be a warrior in love. It's just, you know, they said, are you a lover or are you a fighter? To be a great lover, you have to know how to fight. This is why you have to master both sides. And it does feel overwhelming. And it does, yes, Jennifer, yes, it is overwhelming. Yes, the fuck it is. Yes. It is overwhelming. It is, love. It is. I think the word whelm has ties to water. But the definition of overwhelm is to surge over and submerge, right, engulf. To defeat completely and decisively, to affect deeply in mind or emotion. So when I'm overwhelmed, you know, you could use, the word overwhelm is actually neutral. It has no negative or positive connotation. It's how you use it. Because it's, you know, it's a verb. It's a verb. It's a thing. It's, and it says transitive, but it's a verb. I'm sorry. Sorry, it's an action. Why I'm thinking about it now. Y'all know it's late. It's an action. A verb is an action. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. To overwhelm something or someone. It just said it. To surge over, to submerge or engulf. Waves overwhelming the rocky shoreline. I promise you, I felt the energy of water before I even looked it up. Does love hurt though? Or is that something we just say because we heard it so many times? I don't think love hurts. I think love heals. I think the lessons behind love hurts. I think the things that we have to gain concerning love hurts. But I think love is pure. Love is extremely pure. Miss Carla, she can call on whoever she feel the need to call on. If Trouble Woman is Christian based or Hoodoo based or Catholic based, she can definitely call on Saint Michael. However, look, I'm gonna just tell y'all this right now, without giving too much away, because I'm gonna be preparing something soon, and I'm gonna just leave it like that. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. But some of these things were in our contract. Some of these things were in our contract. And whether we like it or not, some of these people, they get their elevations by playing the villain. Because some people in this lifetime chose to be extremely evil. They didn't come here to be the good person. They came here to be the villain. That's how villains are created. When you look at the story of the Joker, he was bullied, he was ridiculed, he was abandoned, he went his whole entire life unloved, overlooked, and one day he just got fucking tired and snapped. Majority of your villains have very sad backgrounds. And we don't know how many lifetimes these people came here and got fucked over. We don't know. And so look, one thing about contracts and why a lot of people don't talk about spiritual contracts and karmic contracts is because if you are not in a state of mind to understand it, it's going to hurt your feelings. It's going to hurt your feelings. It is going to hurt your feelings. It's going to hurt your feelings. I did not know it was in my contract to lose my daughter. But it was in my contract to lose my daughter. The dream that I had when I was pregnant with my second child let me know the amount of children I was going to have in this lifetime. And my baby girl who I lost she was not in my dream. She was not in my dream. And that was before I had her, because she was my third child. So, again, when you start to study karmic contracts and soul contracts and spiritual contracts, that shit will blow your mind. And all that getting understanding, that's the type of look. You cannot overstand with this shit. You can't understand with it. You gotta first understand, honey. You gotta get the basics and the fundamental foundation in order to when you get in that world of contracts, that shit is a whole different ball game. It will blow you away. And not everybody will have the comprehension to be able to understand that. Because a lot of that stuff won't even make sense to you. How it was contracted in your agreement to come across a narcissist and they fuck you all over. Look. I can go there, but I'm not going to go there. My condolences for your miscarriage, Mickey. Some of us have choices. That's why when you have to co-create with the universe. Some of us have choices. You know what I'm saying? Like we have the window and the ability to make certain choices in life. We have the grace of choices, right? Which means we can choose to get married or we can choose not to. You could choose to buy a dog or a cat as a pet, or you could choose to buy a goldfish or a hamster or a ferret or a bird or a lizard. You know, like there's some things in life you're just gonna have choices, and this is the part of the contract where you just got free, like this is free will. I'm telling you, this is like an RPG game. You're playing an RPG game. When you're playing GTA Grand Theft Auto, and it's just you're from A to Z, you're in a storyline. And when they give you the ability to multi-choice, like one of the other characters, supporting characters, is asking your main character, do you want to go down road A, B, C, or D? And then it comes on where you have to take the controller and choose what road you want to go down, right? Now watch this. In this part, they're telling you got a choice, but this may eventually lead you to the part of the story that you don't have no choice but to end up in. So it matters, but it really don't matter, because whatever is meant for you to end up, wherever it's meant for you to end up in, you're going to end up. And then there's other parts in your life that it's up to you. This is why we co-conspire with the universe. We co-create with God, the universe, love, whomever you answer to. Because I'm telling y'all right now, them contracts ain't nothing to play with. That shit is not for the faint of heart. It's not for the faint of heart. Then you will really start understanding why certain things took place. Why we had the Trayvon Martins. Listen, y'all don't want to hear it. Look. Let me back out of there. So trouble woman, and for those of us who have been in trouble woman's shoes or in her shoes right now, you got options on how you wanna retaliate or if you want to at all. But just know that every action has an equal and opposite reaction. And it doesn't always have to be extreme opposites. For example, you doing good does not give you bad. There's a scripture in the Bible, and I'm paraphrasing this now. There's a scripture in the Bible that says, when a child, and I'm paraphrasing it, when a child asks his father for a piece of bread, does he go and give him a snake, knowing that he loves his child? In other words, what makes you think you going to God, asking God to handle up on something for you, thinking that you're going to get the opposite? Listen, what is going to be handled is going to be, you got to trust God on this one. Because it may look, why, unfortunately, trouble woman, and a lot of us that have went through this or is going through this, whatever form it may be, for her it was her siblings jumping on her. For somebody else it could be like Miss Mickey, how she had a miscarriage. For somebody else it could be love loss, or whatever, finances, something, whatever it is that fits your description. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Those things, you either become stronger or you give into your own darkness. Now, whatever you call your own darkness, that's up to you. That's up to you. I can't call it for you. Only you would know. For the Joker, it was mayhem and destruction until he met someone who was worse than him. Our dear Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn really didn't go off the deep end until she realized that the Joker was using her. And when he told her, I don't love you, and she realized she was his puppet all along and she was doing all of this stuff, he could not allow, watch this, he had to turn himself over to a reprobated narcissistic mind. Because had he would have allowed Harley Quinn's love to penetrate him, he would have no longer been the Joker. Sometimes people have love in their heart that would just transmute the worst of these folks out here. I'm talking about you got a love so big and so great and so pure that even your own enemies gonna have to really stop and really say, look, this person got that much love. I gotta stop. You don't understand. Listen, I'm telling y'all, you are a ministry, even to those who are off on the deep end right now. But you don't understand. We don't know if they hex themselves by putting their hands on you. We don't know that. We don't know if right now the spiritual realm done tallied it up. Oh my God, they done did this to her. Now look, we're going to take this away. We're going to take this away. We're going to take this away. Oh yeah, we got to eliminate that. Oh yeah, that's got to get destroyed. Oh yeah, that's got to get repoed. Oh yeah, that's an eviction notice got to come out of this because this, you don't know. That's why I told y'all, let people hang themselves. Because at the end of the day, they got to learn like you got to learn. Sometimes the villains in your life you want revenge on, but oftentimes their lives are already hexed. Woo! She's so flawless. You said a mouthful. Let me tell y'all a little story. Not a little story, but let me point something out to y'all. You ever notice there's certain people either around you or that you like, let's say for example, there's a rapper from Alabama. This young man called himself, I think, Honeycomb. I want to say he called himself Honeycomb. I think he in jail right now. That boy been in and out of jail and beat so many cases. It is insane. Have y'all ever seen people that was just straight menaces to society? I mean, just everything about them was just a fucking menace. Everything about them was just destruction and chaos. And every time they go into the system, they get out. I don't care if it's for red rum. It's like they beat the charges, all that. You know why? Because they're demonic driven. They're demons. They're real, living, walking, talking demons. You don't think you don't think that court system is spiritual? Even though it is faulty? It's faulty. But it's still spiritual. How can something faulty? But if the spirit is true. Well, look, these cards I'm using this is a spiritual tool, but yet isn't it made by what's this? Who's the name of this person? PC Cast and Colette Baron Reed. Don't y'all be over there using y'all pendulums, our charms and our. Come on now. We all got tools. The books that we read and study are spiritual, yet they're made by someone. Don't get so spiritual minded where you ain't no earthly good now, honeys. But I'm telling you right now, some people are demons. They are meant to wreak havoc. They're meant to wreak havoc. Season 1, episode 22. Y'all remember Rock used to come on? Black sitcom. Was it called Rock? Nightmare on Emerson Street is the name of the episode. Season 1, episode 22. Clifton Powell plays a drug dealer who moves next door and starts a trap house. I'm just giving y'all a synopsis. And he comes knocking on the door trying to basically either buy Rock over or scare him. And Rock hemmed him up on that door like, I'm going to be on your ass every day till you move out. And eventually, it must have got to him because the dealer, he moved away. And then the neighbor, Lope, comes in and he says, Rock, hey, what did you do? Because, that trap house gone. They didn't move. He said, oh, yeah, that's what we wanted. He said, I mean, well, don't celebrate too much right now. He said, the problem just went somewhere else. He said, yeah, but that's a start. That's a start. Because then we can take our neighborhood back one neighborhood at a time. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. Hey, April child. Hey, Chickadee. You change your name? Special shout out to April child. We miss you. We're sending you really good energy. Okay. Um, if you can, please contact Goddess Power on Instagram. Um, people like the character that Clifton Powell played, that comes in the neighborhoods and start fucking them up. They are test subjects. They are test subjects for that neighborhood to see how docile or how strong they are as a people coming together against that foolery, or if they just gonna allow it. And let me just tell y'all this. This is where I feel like our elders really did not do us a service. A lot of them were scared of retaliation, and this is why a lot of our neighborhoods are running amok like it is right now. Because had we would have been able to band together and not be afraid of retaliation and took our neighborhoods back, it would be hard to infiltrate our neighborhoods. But it's not hard to infiltrate a people who are not together. I'm trying to tell you. So, you have to look at it from a certain way of perspective. You have to look at it from a different end or a perspective. Because, I mean, had we would have, stood up for shit, it wouldn't be how it is. It would not. When they say you stand for something or you gonna fall for anything, that's true. Look. Time is telling this. I'm telling the truth, but the truth is telling the truth. The truth can use anybody. Special shout out to Love is the Key. Special shout out to all my Mystic members. Shout out to those who are coming in. Oh, they bit me here. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's little, but it bit me. So again, please understand that some of these people are playing their roles. Just because they playing their roles don't mean that they're not going to get karma. That's not what I'm saying. That's not, karma is real. You understand? In the science world, they just say whatever you put out, you're going to get back. Some things are delayed. And there's reasons why. Look, some folks was meant to do you dirty because they on their last life and they just don't know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they done reincarnated so many times to get themselves together and do right, and they just didn't want to do right. Because at the end of the day, again, we all got choice. We all have choice. We do. We have choice. And you can just choose to be a hellion on wheels, or and suffer for it, or you can just choose to do. Look, too much good can fuck your karma up. Believe it or not, doing too good can mess you up. And I learned that from a yogi teacher. I was shocked. I was shocked when I learned that. I was like, wait, what? Yep, doing too much good, because then you start getting into the energy of people pleasing and not being able to say no. And then, of course, you have no boundaries. People start running over you. Then you burning yourself out. You burning yourself alive to keep these people warm. Yeah, your tears become the water that they thrive on. It's crazy. It's a desert out here. Some people will make you cry because it's a desert out here, because your tears is what sustains them. Some people get off on that. You got to have the spirit of discernment. And you will definitely know them by the fruit that they bear. And just because somebody got a strong voice and a voice that sound like they supposed to be preaching in a church, don't make it right. Don't make them right. Listen to what they're saying instead of allowing your emotions to rise up with those people. Because see, that's how a lot of us get drawn in. I'm telling you, our people is an emotional type of people. Being emotionally driven can really hurt you, especially in these days. Because let me tell you something. I'm not going to say spirit don't give a fuck about your emotions. Spirit do. Spirit does care about your emotions. Spirit wants your emotions to be regulated as best as possible so that you can be able to see what's the truth and what's the lie. Just because something make you feel, oh, I felt it in my spirit, oh, I felt it. No, you felt it. That don't make it true. That don't make it true. One of the things that can strike a chord in you without you giving it permission is music. You can hear a song or look, you could be in church, ain't never started shouting, dancing a day in your life, and they could hit some chords, all of a sudden, if you ain't careful, and you watching the people hucking and bucking and crying and shucking, them emotions will get it or raise right up on out of you. You'd be over there. I'm trying to tell you, be mindful. Be mindful. Sometimes the truth comes to you very still, very small, very quiet. Sometimes the truth comes to you like a loud bullhorn. And sometimes the truth waves itself like a sign. It doesn't say anything. It's just a sign. A synchronicity. Something that you must be present in order to catch. Sometimes it's very subtle. Sometimes it's very loud, like neon colors. But the truth, nevertheless, is the truth. It's going to come in different shapes, sizes, and forms, and even through different people. You ain't the only person who's called on this earth. You ain't the only person that's chosen. There's so many different people on this earth. You think you're the only one that's called to do an assignment? Get over yourself. That's somebody who does not need to be in a position of power, and most likely is not in a position of power, and that's why. Because you're self-absorbed and you need help. You need healing, like all of us do. Because none of us is never really done with the healing work. But it's just so freeing when you can recognize the shit you need to work out in your own life. That's why I said, whoever get hurt by what I'm saying, they're guilty. If you hurt by the words that I've said on this live so far, you are guilty, honey. And that ain't got nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you. Because just like I'm the messenger for you, somebody can turn around and you be the messenger for them. So be mindful of how you approach people when they saying stuff you don't like because it's true. Because when it's your turn to speak truth and you be met with that same sword, don't pray it away, honey. Because you was out here acting a fool with somebody who's trying to help you and not hurt you. See, look, watch this. Some people are so emotional. They want you to talk to them in a sweet little baby voice. And for some people, that ain't even good enough. People who just want to complain about shit, they're going to find something to complain about. They're going to find something to complain about. It doesn't matter how you give it to them. You can give it to them sweet. You can give it to them sour. You can give it to them bland, flavorful, colorful. It don't matter. They're going to find something to bitch about. Because it's in them. They're just never satisfied. And that's why they fucking lonely. That's why they by themselves. That's why they miserable. That's why they're not happy. It doesn't matter. Look, watch this. You want to be a chosen one? Quote unquote chosen one? That's a term that's, we all in overuse, but we're going to go with it. You want to be a chosen one? You want to be a star seed? You want to be a god? You want to be a goddess? Outside of mastering yourself and mastering your emotions? And being able to be truthful with yourself, because if you ain't true to yourself, then you ain't authentic at all. And whatever positions of power you're looking for definitely will not be granted to you, because you can't even talk. You can't even speak the truth to yourself, which is crazy to me. And then you have to come here and repeat this process all over again. And you're going to be under a new energy when you come back to do it. Because you ain't going to be coming back in the age of Pisces, honey. You will definitely be under the age of Aquarius. It is going to be harder for you to learn bringing old wine into new wine skins. It don't work like that. Look. One day I cooked some soup. The soup was almost gone. I mean, the whole house was just on it. We was tackling that shit left and right. I was surprised that soup lasted 3 days. And actually wasn't even a full 72 hours. We was on the third day, honey. Wasn't even a full 72. We was on that sucker, and it was about, I'm talking about, it was so little soup left, you could almost see to the bottom of the, it was real thin. So I started cutting up some, vegetables and putting some stuff together. And look, watch this. I put the new soup with the old soup. The next day, we was all on the toilet. We were all on the toilet the next day. Mixing old soup with new soup. Instead of just putting it on the side, letting somebody just knock that shit on out and finish it, and then make a whole new batch all by itself. What I did, which was for me the easiest way out, because I didn't want to spend a lot of time on my feet. I had other things that I needed to do. I wanted to hurry up and get out. I wanted to hurry up and get in and get out. And because I did that, it cost us all. We were on them toilets. I'm not just speaking to y'all, I'm speaking to me. Because I want to put myself in the pot with everybody. I'm not separated from you. I am me. You are me. I am you. You better be very careful what you mix in your pot to give out to others to eat. Because you may fuck around and cause a whole world of shit, literally, to pop off. And then you're going to be sitting there wondering. And pray that you got some folks that got compassion and that's easy to latch on to forgiveness. Because you already know our own people, we love to crucify each other. One little wrong mistake that we feel right, they ain't even got to do nothing wrong. And we just think it's wrong. We just ready to, yeah, see, she over there talking all that shit. She thinks she all that. She thinks she know. Stop. Stop it. May you be judged by your own standards. You're not going to like it. This is why love right now, it has to, the only horse that can lead this carriage is love. This carriage will stay put. You will not move now, not 1 inch further, if your horse is not named love. I don't care who you are. This new golden age is being ruled by love. And it got nothing to do with the fact that you come from royalty, whether it's galactic royalty or not. Fuck all of that. At the end of the day, that shit don't even matter. Because of all of this starseed royalty is the reason why we down this motherfucker here on Earth. And all this shit is popping off. Because everybody damn near forgot who the fuck they are. And those who do remember, then put themselves on pedestals. That galactic shit don't, and look, watch this. And if you really are from galactic royalty, there's a heavier weight on you. Because either you are part of the Star Wars, or either your direct lineage was a part, and you come to help this shit clear. So now what you gonna do? Since you thought you was galactic royalty, you're just supposed to have you're supposed to get in free, huh? Nah, you carry more of a weight. That's why you've been transmuting your bloodline like crazy, and you don't understand why. Because you ain't just transmuting your mother's side and your father's side. You also transmuting that starseed bloodline. Because some of y'all are reptiles. Some of y'all are Lyrans. Some of y'all are from the Dogon tribe. Some of y'all are Octarians. But whatever them Orion wars or whatever other wars that took place, your ass is here. Learning whatever the fuck you need to learn, so that way when you do take shit back, or they watching us down here. Y'all don't think some of them, y'all don't want to hear this. Y'all don't think some of them got ego problems and they watching us down here? Y'all don't think some of your lineage is learning from you? How you healing and forgiving? How you choosing the higher road? Now look, watch this. Watch this. Some of y'all not going to like this. Oh, Rafiki, you sound like you contradicting yourself. Shut up. Just listen. And if you don't understand, then your understanding is a little bit more minor than what I thought. And that's okay. Not everybody can eat milk. Some folks are still on the milk. It's okay, baby. Let me burp you and put you to sleep. This is for the more learned folk. It's all right. Everybody gonna eat tonight. Whether you on the Similac or whether you on the baby food or whether you on the solids. Everybody is going to eat tonight. Some of you will be called in your lifetime to not take what you think is the higher road. Some of y'all will be called to get that Kali Ma on. To become Shiva and start fucking up shit. Some of you, that's why I said, some of even those of you who have been done wrong, there's going to be a time where you're going to play the villain in somebody's life. Whatever that may look like. Somebody may accuse you of stealing their man, and honey, they was never with this nigga to begin with. Or if they was with him or her, it was way before they met you. Which means they was together, they done broke up, a year went by, you're going to be the villain in somebody's life. Whether they make you the villain up in their mind and they lying to themselves, or whether you told them no when they wanted you to say yes. It don't matter, baby. It really doesn't matter. As long as you know who you are. I know it was to make the rest of my life, but yeah, that Kali Ma is a transformative energy. Not everybody can handle that Plutonian energy. You know what I'm saying? That death and rebirth energy is not for everybody. Some people will have to come back here in another lifetime to be able to embody that, and that's okay. That's okay. Different strokes for different folks. We all down here learning some shit. And we all have to, if you want to, and look, whether you like me or not, it don't fucking matter. The truth is the truth. You're going to have to learn how to have grace and compassion for your fellow earthling. If you want to evolve, like I said, this new energy that we're going into, it don't care about your accolades and how much fucking degrees you got and who you know and who you in cahoots with and who you fucking and who you. It don't matter. You've been on PBS, CNN, Fox. It don't matter. None of them three letters matter. This is the energy of authenticity, love, and truth. That's the three pillars. Authenticity, love, truth, and compassion. Or grace or forgiveness. 4 pillars. There you go. For somebody who's like, 4 pillars, how you gonna build on 3? Lord, let me give you another one. Since you're just so dramatic, honey. Hey, that's not up to me whether you come back or not. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. Some people got a few lives left, man. Some people just starting out. They new babies. Like some folks, it's their first time here. And I know they like, I'm not, listen, some souls they just came here. They never been here before. It's their first time coming here. God bless their soul. I know they think Earth is ghetto. Then they gave a 1-star off of 5-star reviews. They say, please keep passing Earth up. Don't stop. Don't collect $200. Do not pass go. That kind of thing. Also, you also have to learn the art of letting people look. This is gonna sound crazy. Just hear me out. This is not for everybody, and you don't have to apply this to everybody. But just hear me out. Some people you're gonna have to let them play in your face so they can think that you're stupid or slow. Because the more they play in your face, and the more their ancestors have been telling them to, hey, stop, leave this person alone now. This person covered. Leave this person alone. Hey, back up. Some people can be nice, nasty. They don't think you catching on to them slighting you. putting a little comment or talking or saying some shit, thinking that you didn't catch on to it because you didn't stoop down to the level they're on. Sometimes you gotta play crazy and let folks play in your face so they can hang themselves. Yes, a lot of people don't want to come back. She's so flawless, but guess what? If you live in it, we don't know. Look, they gotta know how many times they come. Some. This is my last go round. I'm not coming back here. I know for a fact I'm not coming back here. This is it for me. Shout out to Miss Kayla getting into the ritual. Shout out to you, Miss Kayla, for getting in the ritual. Yeah, like, look, I'm an old soul. I've been here a lot of times. I've been persecuted and prosecuted many times. The different forms I've taken, honey. I've been persecuted for healing folk in my past life. I've been persecuted for hiding innocent people in my house. I've been persecuted for taking up for children, orphans, widows. I would look, and I probably had some lifetimes where I was the hellion, honey. Ain't no telling. All I know is I have lived, and I'm grateful, and I'm living now. And when it's time to lay this body back to Gaia, from which she have came from, I am grateful and thankful that I will not be coming back to this motherfucker. I will be going on to the next. And I'm grateful. I would have learned what I've needed to learn. I've completed what I need to complete it. And I pray that majority of the people I've came across do not follow me. Don't follow. Go to your own planet, honey. Go somewhere else. Don't follow where I'm going. Listen, this is what I wanted to tell y'all. 222 on the clock. Actually, it was 2222. But just listen. 222 on the clock. The last thing I wanted to share with y'all is, I don't know what was so special about today, the 31st of May, but something was so special. And I mean, like, very, like, in a strange way. We jumped, or something collapsed. And the reason why I said that is because, yeah, well, look, I'll get to you, Jennifer. But yeah, girl, okay. Anyway. I was watching a movie. That I fell asleep on last night. You know how when you're in between, you're not fully awake, but you're not totally asleep. I'm a light sleeper. I've always been a light sleeper. I've never been like one of those people who just be in the dead of night, like where a whole tornado can come through, an earthquake, all of that. And they just like, I'm not. I've always been a light sleeper. I could hear the movie that I was watching as I was drifting off into the dream realm. And for lack of better terms, I'm just going to come out and say it because I feel a little strange saying this. But hey, look, more people will start talking about this if they have not already. I don't know. I began to see, not on my phone, but like me looking like the walls, glitching, like real live glitching, like the Matrix glitching, like now it's like it's more than one color, like it's the red layered on top of a blue on top of a green. That was the colors that I seen. It was like I remember I looked at the screen, and then I kind of like looked away, and I closed my eyes, then I opened my eyes again, and I seen a glitch, and I was like, what the fuck was that? So then maybe like, I'm not sure, maybe an hour or two later, I got up to use the bathroom, and as I was in the bathroom, I looked at the door and I seen another glitch. I seen another glitch. I don't know if this is the collapsing of timelines, the merging of timelines. I don't really truly know. Um, I don't really know what's happening. I'm not gonna act like I know what's happening. I'm not gonna make nothing up because that's just not in my spirit. I don't have to. I'm an authentic type of chick. So um, I do know something special, something strange, and something necessary is happening. I can't tell you. I don't know. I don't really know what that was. I just know something is happening. Also, I'm starting to see orbs. And I'm talking about like in my face, not like when I look. You know how like you can see certain things out of your peripheral vision. No, these are like I'm seeing it. It's there. Like it's there. I don't have to. It's not in my peripheral. It's in front of me. Type of ordeal. As I'm talking to y'all, my third eye is getting tight. Like my third eye is getting tight. Like I'm feeling the shit. Y'all don't know. Maybe y'all do. But some of y'all may not know. Like, just know that your, what they call junk DNA, it's if you're doing the work, trust me, it's being activated. And a lot of people are going to be walking around here saying that this shit is activated. A lot of people, listen, just don't call nobody a lie. Don't call them they bluff. Just, you're going to know them by the fruit that they bear. Their consistency and how they live their life is going to show you, you know what I'm saying? Pray for those who have a distorted view of the world and a distorted view of others, because the truth is they have a distorted view of themselves. They beefing with you because they beefing with themselves. You got to know that. Look, you got to know how. Look, this is what's really helping me right now. I put so much love out in the world. You got to be mentally ill to come for me. You do. You do. You got to be, because I ain't beefing with nobody. I don't have beef with nobody. If anybody got beef with me, it's in their head. It's in their mind. They have really made that shit up in their head. They have made it up in their head. I'm chill. I ain't got nobody calling my phone, acting up, getting crate. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all. Now, is there stalker energy out there? Hell yes. Yes, stalker energy is out there. But anybody can make up something and make it seem like anybody can grab a few people and get minions and be like, yeah, we just gonna hate on this person. Anybody can, three or more are gathered. It's some hateration could pop off, but that'll be them. Let them, look, you got to start treating, I know this is, look, you know how they say God protects babies and fools? You got to look, you got to add a third category, that God has compassion on people who just really don't have it wrapped up there. You got to put compassion on people who they may think they're sane, but they don't have no. Listen, just put love on the people, because they really, something is mentally wrong. Elevator don't go all the way up, and I'm not saying, look, y'all, you see I got a straight face. I'm not even being fun. I'm not even saying this to be funny. I'm being for real. I'm being so for real, because God knows if I was in a position like that, I would want somebody to have mercy on me. I would want somebody to have compassion on me. Now can't you understand? Now you can understand when Jesus said, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. Now can you understand that? Because there's people out here, y'all, they don't know. They don't really know. They think they know. They don't know. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They think they know. They don't know shit. They don't know that they're hurting you. They don't know that they're hurting you, and they don't, and to be truthful, some of them don't care because they so hurt. You can always know the person by what their reflection, and we're never going to be perfect, y'all. There's no such thing as perfection. The only thing in my humble opinion, I think that is perfect and pure is love, the source energy. And I think we live in a three-dimensional plane, on Earth, on Iraq, on Terra, on Tetra, because we have to learn how to make mistakes. We have to learn to give grace, even though, I'm telling y'all. How about I, Goddess Power and April Child, how about I just do like a email, but y'all just kind of like carry the conversation outside of me. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Let me see, y'all. Hold on, let me do this right now, because when I get off of here, I don't want to deal with nothing, honey. All right, let's see. All right, I just sent an email, so now y'all got each other's information, and y'all can start a new thread amongst yourselves. No, y'all not. April, it's okay. Y'all are not interrupting. Trust me. I just seen that y'all were conversing amongst each other, and I just kind of, if I'm the middle person, and y'all are trying to contact each other, I don't want y'all to drop y'all personal information either, and that's why I did that right now. I wouldn't want y'all to dare put y'all stuff on, because I'm telling y'all, people are fucking crazy. People are cray, honey. Hey, Miss T. We did it again. Woo woo. Let's go. That's that protection, y'all. Let's go. That's that protection. My goons be around me. So yeah, no, y'all are not interrupting me at all. I don't have a favorite songs. But I'm gonna tell y'all this. Psalms number 1 is very important. Listen to me. Let me tell you a little hack. A little hack that most people listening to this, and I'm about to end it here. Most people listening to this are not, they're gonna hear me, but again, when you about that work, when you about that life, you about that work, putting in that work. Psalms 1 is extremely important. Watch how I start out. I don't want to say it wrong, because I was about to say, blessed is the man who walked not in the counsel of the ungodly. But look. Yeah. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. You ain't walking. Watch this. You are not putting yourself in the company of people who is out here doing fuck nigga shit. You don't stand in the way of sinners, which means people out here being a disservice to their community or to others, and even to themselves. You're not standing in cahoots with these folks. Watch this. Nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Scornful. It can lead to jealousy, rage, anger. But his delight is in the law of the Lord. And his law does he meditate day and night. What is the law? What is the law? What is the law of the Lord? It didn't say in the laws with an S. It's not plural. What is the law of the Lord? Love. Love. When Christ said, I came to not do away with the law, but to fulfill it, he fulfilled it through what? Love. See this? Look. I've been got this a long time ago. One thing I will say, I was raised in this. I had to grow into embody. I'm still learning to embody certain things. It all boils down to love. But his delight is in the law of the Lord. And his law, and in his law, does he meditate day and night? What do you consume on a daily basis? How do you speak? How do you treat people? How do you treat yourself? How do you speak to people? How do you speak to others? How do you speak to yourself? What is your actions, your words, and your deeds toward others and yourself? Is it lovely? Is it kind? Or is it not? Because it's either going to be opposite of that or it's going to be that. There is no in between. Watch this. And because you've delighted in the law of the Lord, which is love, he shall be planted like a tree by the rivers of water that bring forth what? Fruit in his season. Which means prosperity all around you. You won't go dry. You won't run out of nutrients. His leaf shall also not wither, which means you're going to be an evergreen tree all year round. You ain't got no seasons. You ain't even governed by the seasons because you are governed by the law of love. And whatever you do shall prosper. We can stop this right here. We can stop it right here. See, everybody look, watch this. Oh yeah, I could have told you Psalms 91 and 37 if you want to, reverse some shit on your enemies. Get Psalms 1 down first. Once you get Psalms 1 down, everything else will follow. I love your honesty, princess. I love your honesty, princess. That's one thing about you, and it's other people too, but I'm only pointing you out because you just said this is convicting me. Honey, I understand every day. Me too, baby. Me too. It's a very small, it's not a long Psalms. So because you have delighted in the law, not laws with an S, and this is Old Testament, by the way. We know Leviticus had over 200 and something laws that was just listed in the 66 books, which means the canonized version that they gave us. Ain't no telling how many other laws that we did not know. Because remember, this God was a God that if you didn't adhere to those laws, then you know what? In order for you to atone for your sin, yeah, it's about that time, y'all. In order for you to atone. Hold on. In order for you to atone for your sins, you have to what? Kill some kind of bull, lamb, or whatever else. Right? You ain't got to do that. That's why I'm saying to those, because again, I have a lot of Christian mystics that follow me. That's just why, if y'all hear me harping on the Bible like that, that's why. You at the end of the day, you can't force nobody to think like you. You got to respect what people are. They came and incarnated in this lifetime just like you, and look, their journey may look different from yours. As long as it's leading them to the spirit of love, that's what really matters. That's why I keep telling y'all, the law is love. It all comes down to love. We as humans, we don't like simplicity. We don't like stuff that's simple. We like to complicate things. It's just that simple. It's telling you in verse 3, because you delight in the law of the Lord, which is love. It is not laws. It's just one law. What did Christ say after he came? He said 2 commandments. No, I'm sorry. I want to say Christ said it. Forgive me if I'm wrong. He said 2 laws that exist. That you love your neighbor as you love yourself, and that you love the Lord thy God with all your heart, soul, and mind. That was the 2 laws that was left. Because see, look, if you love your neighbor, you ain't gonna steal from your neighbor. You all these commandments, which really derives from my aunt, and hers come from somewhere else. This is just something, ain't it? It all boils down to love. The cosmic glue that they was looking for, the universal glue that keeps everything together at CERN, and why they keep taking particles and colliding them together, they are looking for the cosmic glue. It's love. And he shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth fruit in his season. His leaves also shall not wither, and whatsoever he doeth shall prosper. There is nothing that you won't do, that you'll do that won't prosper when you walking in love. And just because you don't see immediate results don't mean that the seed of love wasn't planted and being watered and God's given an increase. It takes time for things to bud and bring forth fruit. That's why in this season we have to be patient. Because watch this. Verse 4 said, the ungodly are not so, but are like chaff in the wind. But are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. Chaff, do you know what chaff is? I'll tell you what chaff is. When you take wheat, you know wheat that we make bread with. When you take wheat, the laborers would take the wheat and harvest it from out the field and bring it to what you call, back in the day, it was called the threshing floor. This is where Juanita Bynum and all these other older pastors and prophets was preaching, on the threshing floor. Okay? Remember, you got the stalk and you got the fruit, that's the wheat, right? When they take the wheat off and they put it in the baskets, they bring the baskets to the threshing floor. And what happens is, why they call it the threshing floor is because they have a certain type of instrument that they beat the wheat with. While it's on the floor, they take it from out of the basket and they take this instrument and they beat that wheat. And watch this, they don't just do it on any day, they do it on a real good day when the wind is blowing. Why? Because what ends up happening is, when they beat it, as they're beating it, every now and then they take a handful of wheat, they throw it up a little bit, and that wind is blowing the chaff away. The chaff is it's like a very thin covering that covers the wheat. It's dry and it covers the wheat. That's what you don't want to eat. The wheat fruit is what you want to eat. That's what we grind and mill down to turn into bread or turn into food. So the chaff is what covers the wheat. So when it says the ungodly are not so, they don't walk in love. They don't know love. Their fruit is not love. But they are like the chaff, not the wheat fruit that gets ate up, it edifies the body. We're talking about the chaff that has no nutrients, that ain't even supposed to be ate. It didn't serve this purpose. Now you gotta go. That's the chaff. It is so lighter than paper, that when they throw it up, the wheat is so heavy and it's fruitful, it falls to the ground. The chaff is blown. They use the wind to separate the chaff from the wheat. The ungodly are not so, but are like the chaff, which the wind driveth away. Watch this. Verse 5. You ready? Therefore, the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor sinners in the congregation of the righteous. Which means they're not inheriting anything but hellfire. I'm going to say this again. You're going to know them by their fruit. Let them have their mouth. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let's go there. Let them talk about you. Yes, it may hurt. I don't think none of us used to it yet. We getting used to it. Let them talk about you. Let them have your name in their mouth. Honey, these people are thirsty and you are the water. These people are hungry and you are the sustainer. You are the bread. They have to have your name in their mouth. You give them sustenance. They starve when they don't talk about you. And trust and believe. What you stand for is purifying them and they don't even know it. And after a while, they're going to come to their senses. Because if they don't, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. Therefore, the ungodly shall not stand in the judgment, nor the sinners in the congregation of the righteous. Watch this. Number 6 is vital. This is the last verse. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous. You ain't got to know. You ain't got to know who's for you or against you. God knows. But the way of the ungodly shall perish. How long do you think they're going to be able to continue on that ugly journey they on? Even ugliness gets tired. Even evil gets tired. Don't listen to me. Don't you be fooled. It says it, for the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. Six verses. So I'm going to just tell you like this. I don't have a favorite Psalms, but to me that's the most powerful. And if I had to have a favorite, it would be that one. Because see, that's going to separate right there. Watch this. If you grew up in spiritual, I grew up in one of the last two spiritual registered churches in America. So I was born into hoodoo. I was born into it. It is my birthright. So I do know how powerful the scriptures are, just not Psalms. Everybody just starts and stops at Psalms. But see, Proverbs is good too. Especially if you out there single and you want to get married, study Proverbs 31. Study Proverbs 31, and before you study it, pray. God, I'm trying to be wifed up. Help me embody this so that I can be able to attract a man of substance or a lover of substance. And then go to Proverbs 31. And I dare you, every day, take a verse and focus on that verse until you get your 31. And I'm pretty sure your life been changed. Even if the lover don't show up within those 31 days, you are damn well prepared to receive whatever else love, even if it's self-love, that will call in a lover too. But I will tell you this, if you really want to know who's for you and who's against you, pray Psalms 1. If you want truth and revelation, look, everybody that's hating on me, I'll call the spiritual court right now. I'll call to spiritual court. I'll call judgment on their life, whether I know them or not. Because see, I want your life to be saved, and I want you to be so wrapped up and enveloped in love. I'm calling you to spiritual court. I'm dragging you to spiritual court right now so you can change. That way when you close your eyes and you stand before God, you ain't got no excuse to say, well, I didn't know. You knew. You knew. I love you so much, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out. And I'm calling you out in love. I want you to get it together so you can elevate and become the righteous person that you are so called. You definitely have a choice to become. It's all up to you. It's all up to you. But Psalms 1 verse 6 says, for the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. It ain't no maybe shall, if, most likely, it says shall. It's a definite perish. You continue to keep doing what you're doing, it's going to happen. Ain't no ifs, ain't no ands, ain't no buts, ain't no question marks, ain't no hyphens, ain't no semicolons, honey. It's a stop, full-on, stop, period sentence. It's going to happen. It's a statement. So I'm just saying, listen, if you want protection, watch this. True divine protection from gossip. You know how people do them shut up spells? Keep my name out your mouth spell. Let me give you a little. You ain't even got to do that. No. Tell you what's better. When you do hoodoo and you use Psalms 1, expose everybody who has a jealous spirit. Expose everybody who has any type of spirit that does not align with what you, Most High, have for my life. Move them out the way. Get them out the way. I don't care who they are. Attach me to people who has a like mine concerning the ways of love and walking in righteousness. If they scornful, if they ungodly, and they walking unrighteously, and they doing unrighteous stuff, and it's toward me whether I know it or not, or it's toward others whether I know it or not, get them from me. Because according to Psalms 1, birds of a feather gonna flock together. Now watch this. We all got a past. Some of y'all been to jail. Some of y'all was prostitutes. Some of y'all was drug addicts. Let me say it like this. Some of us was drug addicts. Some of us was prostitutes. Some of us went to jail. Some of us didn't. Watch this. Watch this. Since y'all don't think that this is important, I'm about to free you right now. Y'all been walking with shame and guilt since you was a child. Some of y'all have dropped out of school and didn't go back and get your GED, and your family don't let you live it down. Every time they see you, they remind you that they feel like you're the most illiterate person in the family. And guess what? You've been walking around in shame with your head hanging down because you felt like, because you didn't graduate school, you dumb. Some of us was sexually violated, and we carrying the guilt and the shame as to think like, what did we do to make this come upon us? I don't know who I'm talking to, but I know I'm talking to somebody important. Somebody who need to hear this. Because we're going to get free tonight before I get off this live. Or I'm going to plant them seeds, and God going to send somebody to water, and God going to get the increase after this. Because guess what? I'm going to do my part. I'm not coming back to this motherfucker. I meant that. My mission is to spread the good news, which is love. My mission could just be that simple. You know what I'm saying? I could be over here spending my days crying out, feeling like I don't know what the fuck I'm here to do with my mission. My mission could just be simply to spread the gospel of love. True, unadulterated love. But if you really want to shake and move some shit, pray Psalms 1 over your life. And you ain't even got to do it for a number. Just do it for one day. Look, just what I just did. Go to Psalms 1, say it one time. Don't overthink it. You ain't got to do it 3 times a day for 4 days, 5 days, 6 days. Nope. Just do it one time. And after you say, look, God, I leave this in your hands. Whoever you call God, whoever you call your ancestors, whoever you speak to, your angels, your whoever, I leave it in your hands. You know how to handle these people better than I do. I leave it in your hands. Give me the grace and the peace that it just roll off of my back like water from on the duck's back. Just give me peace that surpass any situation and understanding of a situation. To if they in my face, being ungodly to me in my face, knowing that I don't deserve the stress that they trying to put upon me, help me to be at peace. Let the peace that be within me so strong that it show up on my face, that it convicts them. And just leave it like that. Leave it like that. Yeah, if you need to be avenged for trouble woman and trouble woman and whoever else, you want justice? Psalms 91. Psalms 30. Hold on. Let me see. Psalms 37, I want to tell you. Yes. Psalms 37 is the business. Fret not thyself because of evildoers. Neither be thou envious, Lord, against the workers of iniquity. I just want to give you a little something. Hold on. Watch this. I'm not even going to go long on this one because this one long. You want to beseech heaven for justice, and justice may come in the way. Watch this. You got to be open. Justice may not come in the way you like. Fret not thyself because of evildoers. Look, fret not just means don't stress yourself over evildoers. Neither be envious, or just mean jealous, against the workers of iniquity. For they shall soon be cut down like the grass, and wither as the green herb. Trust in the Lord and do good. That's verse 3. Trust in the Lord and do what? Good. Don't pay evil for evil. I don't know who need to hear this. Don't pay evil for evil. Verse 3, off of Psalms 37. Trust in the Lord and do good. So shalt thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. In other words, all your needs going to be met. Look, watch this. It's hard to hang your head and ignore the fact that you have been done wrong when you know for a fact you ain't do nothing. It hurts to know that people could really be out here trying to ruin your good name and your good reputation. But let me remind you of a little story in the Old Testament from a book named Esther. Some of y'all don't look. You want the throne. You want the throne and you want the crown, but you don't want to go through what it requires for you to go through to get that kind of power, to be in that kind of position. Esther was humble, from humble Hebrew beginnings. She was coming in on the roster of a king who had a bunch of bitches, and one of them was named Vashti. And Vashti wasn't just no regular hoe now. Vashti was a nice looking hoe. When I say not, she had all the honey, she was a brick house. She was really mighty, and she was letting it all hang out. Anytime the king wanted to show off, he always summoned Vashti. He would be throwing, look, watch this. This man was so materialistic, he would throw big, elaborate parties. See, ain't nothing new under the sun. They do that today. You got celebrities that do this. Got a whole bunch of bitches, but guess what? Ain't no bitch like the one I got. Because Vashti make it better. Called her in there. Strut your shit, bitch. Huh? Who, me? Music played when that bitch walked. She walked out there like strutting her catwalk, honey. Turn heads, breaking necks. One day he called on her. She said, I'm tired of being your little trophy that you call on me to parade for. She said, call somebody else. She said, matter of fact, she didn't even say that. She said, I ain't coming. Always calling me. One day he got frustrated with her. Bitch, if you don't come in, I don't care what you call me. I ain't coming. See, Vashti is the type of woman, watch this, who get with a man because of what he got, not because of who he is. She got with him because he was a king, he was powerful, he was bloodthirsty, and he was pagan. He was a pagan man. His morals was a little different. And she felt like as long as he taking care of me, I don't give a damn. See, Vashti was a city girl. She was the original city girl. But here comes Esther in her modesty, putting herself out there. She becomes queen because the king says, look, you may be fine, but you ain't that fine. You got to go. So Vashti gets kicked out. Esther takes her place and becomes queen. Now we got a hater in the camp. We got a hater in the camp who, watch this, due to jealousy, because the uncle of Esther named Mordecai had a position of power with the king. Mind you, he was a Hebrew. Esther's a Hebrew. The king is not a Hebrew. He is what you call a pagan, aka heathen god, which means non-Hebrew. But yet, Esther is given to this king. This is a political move. Now, I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. I want to say his name was Haman. I could be getting his name wrong. Let me look his name up. Haman, I think his name was Haman. Lied to the king and had him sign without his knowledge papers to assassinate all of the Hebrews or Jews, right? Jews just mean Judah. Esther finds this out. She goes, watch this. It doesn't matter who you are. In order for you to approach the king, you have to be summoned. If you are in the outer courts and he sees you and he does this, he's beckoning you to come forward. If he sees you and he doesn't do this and you come anyway, he got two people, one on each side of his throne, that's gonna cut you. Cut your head completely off, no questions asked. Because at this point you are a threat. She put on her best dress, she put the perfume on her skin, she had fasted and prayed. Look, watch this. I don't know who needs to hear this, but some of this stuff that's happening to you is not going to stop happening until you turn your face down to the ground, honey. Fast and pray. Some of y'all going to have to fast and pray. That's how you're going to get some answers and some results. Some of this stuff you're just not going to be able to just say a little prayer, say a little prayer for you, and just go. Some of y'all going to have to go on a fast so you can break the bondage of whatever this thing is. Because some things just only come out by prayer and fasting. Some stuff you can't get in on a ritual. It's just, and I'm telling you this, some shit you're not going to be able to get on a ritual and it's going to bust open. That's not it. Some things only come out by prayer and fasting, y'all. Well, where's this man's name? I want to say his name is Haman. I could be wrong, but I don't see. Okay, let me put that down. When Haman lied, because look, watch this. The king went into his book of Chronicles, and he was looking to see who he could promote. He found out that Mordecai had did some good deeds, so he promoted Mordecai. Okay, Haman thought he was due for a promotion. Who is at their job right now that wants a promotion, but somebody on side of you feel like they should get it over you? Now watch this. Somebody after watching this video is going to get promoted. And then you're going to go through a little small bout of hell or a little ordeal of hell. I'm about to tell you why. This is why. Look, watch this. The Six of Wands in the minor arcana in the tarot, 78 cards. Six of Wands is based on the story that I'm telling you. Victory and public fame, public recognition. Six of Wands. Remember, the card before the Six of Wands is the Five of Wands, which means competition, fighting for a position, fighting for a place in a space. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I know I'm talking to somebody. Haman thought he was going to get it. And then the king said, hey, look, I want you to ready this stuff because we're going to promote Mordecai. Mind you, Haman was already jealous of Mordecai. He wanted to be Mordecai. He wanted to be in Mordecai's position. So you know what ended up happening? Watch this. Because Mordecai was a man of valor. He was a man, watch this, of morals. He was a man who walked in the spirit of love. He put him on that horse or donkey, put him on the beast of burden, and watch this, Haman had to walk that beast of burden down with Mordecai on it, saying, hail to everybody. The governor of the Jews, hail Mordecai. Everybody hail Mordecai. He had to give praises and honor to somebody he didn't like. He was forced to sing them praises because the king told him to. The king didn't know that Haman was looking at Mordecai crazy like that. I don't even think Mordecai even knew that Haman was looking at him crazy. But guess what? He put him on that pedestal. He had to. The very people that talked about you, put their hands on you, they got to come back around and they got to parade you on that beast of burden. They don't even know. They've been handpicked by God to make you famous. Too late. That's why I told y'all just be quiet. Let people hang themselves. Let people hang themselves. Let people, because watch this. When Esther found that out, she said, no, I got to save my people. She put her life on the line. She went in the king's court without being summoned, went up to the throne. And the king loved her so much, he stopped them people from taking her head off. She wasn't even summoned. Do you hear me? The king said, baby, what's going on? I done already drunk your bath water. You already know how I feel about you. Just tell me what's going on, Tootsie Footsie. Tell me what's going on, Sweetie Petite. He said, what's going on with my baby? Why she looking so down? See, when a man want to move heaven and earth for you, he'll stop. He'll stop everything and pay attention to you. When God puts you in a position like that to change some shit, everything will stop to pay attention to you. You didn't know it, but Haman threw a 1-2 on you. You didn't even know you put your ring signet to eliminate my people. Now that means me. He said, okay. He said, I'm so sorry. He said, go tell your people. We're gonna put another decree out. He said, now watch this. Haman knew that this king could not take the decree back. Even though he knew that the king didn't even know that he had put the decree out because it was under false pretenses. He said, you know what? Tell your people I can't take it back, but tell them I'm putting the decree out for them to fight back. I'm telling them, fight. You got my permission to wear their ass out. And you know what ended up happening? The king ordered Haman's head on a platter. I'm even talking to me. The reason why I'm going to end up getting famous is because my haters is going to put me out there. And then the people that they thought that they could turn against me is going to look at them crazy. My track record speaks for me. I don't have to say anything. You don't have to say it. Let your track record speak for you. Fame ain't got to be what the celebrities. I'm talking about notoriety for the way you living. The people that's getting ready to be put on pedestals now are not these celebrities that's been fucking us over. It's about to be the people who's been walking with and in integrity and in love. God is about to, listen, I'm telling you, all of this whole matrix is falling apart and collapsing. So that if I be lifted up upon the earth, I will draw all men unto me. I'm telling y'all, love is the religion. Love is the religion. Anything outside of that is, It ain't a God. Lord, they didn't recall dessert. I don't know. It looks like tiramisu, y'all. Look like they didn't recall some tiramisu. I'm not sure. I want y'all to understand that. Book of Esther, if you want to, go read it. Go read the Book of Esther. I don't suggest that you watch a movie about it. I mean, you can if you want to, but go read it. Verse 4 says, delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desire of thine heart. You know why some people ain't got the desires of their heart yet? Because first of all, if God is love, if you truly believe God is love, then you will understand that delighting yourself in love is delighting yourself in God, in the source. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. And he shall bring forth thy righteousness as the light, and thy judgment as the noonday. Number 7 is so beautiful. Psalms 37:7 says this. Watch this. Rest in the Lord and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself. Remember, stress not thyself because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Fret not thyself in any wise to do evil. In other words, don't pay evil, for evildoers shall be cut off. But those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. Watch this. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. In other words, it's about to come to where the wicked will perish. Thou shalt diligently consider diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. Some people are so caught up in trying to devour you, gnashing their teeth upon you. They don't even see their own day is coming. I just said every dog has its day and every cat has its night. The wicked have drawn out the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy and to slay such as be of upright conversation. Some people hate you because you're upright. Some people hate you because you're upright. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. I'm going to stop at 16th verse. A little that a righteous man has is better than the riches of many wicked. You go read the rest of Psalms 37 on your own. Trouble woman, put Psalms 37 on your situation. If you want protection, pray Psalms 91. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. You want protection? Psalms 91. You feel like you've been wrong or you have been wronged? Thank you, Miss Darlene, for becoming a mystic manifester. If you've been wronged, pray Psalms 37. But by God, if you want a separation between you and those who are not going to inherit the earth because of the energy that if you want to be separated from people who may be talking about you behind your back but smiling in your face, you want to get rid of all of the people that are fake around you and phony and are going to hell in a handbasket, and you may not be able to see it, pray Psalms 1. Pray Psalms 1 over your own life to help keep you righteous. Keep me away from, if you know gossiping is one of your weaknesses, if you know jealousy is one of your weaknesses, Lying is one of your weaknesses. Pray Psalms 1 over yourself to get that energy off of you. Because look, some people attach to you not because you got the same energy as them. Some people attach to you because they want to eat your energy for themselves. They want to take your energy and then transmute it to help. They're thieves. They're energy stealers. But that Psalms 37 ain't no joke. If you want real, I want to say, if you want vengeance and you want true justice and you really want, look, now watch this now. I'm going to say this. Y'all ask me about them Psalms, I'm bringing it down to you. That's why I've been on here. I'm still on here with y'all because I would have been left. Listen to me. If you really want God to really, on your behalf, really fight any battles for you, and you know you have been wronged, and you feel like you can't get over it, but you don't want to do something that you're going to regret, read Psalms 35 with Psalms 37. However many days you want to do it, however long you want to do it, that's on you. But let me just say this. When you use do not take Psalms 35 lightly. Don't. Do not take Psalms 35 lightly. Psalms 35, listen, there's different aspects of God. There is, you know how you have El Shaddai, Adonai, Elohim, Yah. Some people say Yahweh. Some people say Yahuwah. You have El Shaddai, which is the many-breasted one. That's the feminine aspect, right? When it says the many-breasted one is the one that feeds, right? Like how a dog has puppies. There's a litter of 7 has 7 nipples. The many-breasted one is El Shaddai, right? That's the feminine aspect. Then you have the Lord Almighty, God Almighty. You have Jehovah Jireh, my provider. Jehovah Nisi. This is the one that fights battles. When you tap into Psalms 35, you are tapping into the God of war. You are tapping into the face of God that is of war. I need y'all to understand that. Trouble woman, I strongly suggest that you meditate on Psalms 35 and Psalms 37 once a day each. Twice a day. If you want to do it in the morning when you wake up and at night before you go to bed, this is going to help you to transmute your this is going to help you. It's not going to do the whole work for you, but it's going to help you transmute any rage and anger that you may have, okay? It's going to help you transmute that, my love. And for anybody who want to use it, but just know that you're not calling no jellyback energy up. Now this is the Lord of Hosts. This is the Sword of Swords. All right. Because Psalms 35 verse 8 says, "Let destruction come upon him at unawares." He ain't gonna know. "And let his net that he hath hid catch himself. Into that very destruction, let him fall." And then you're about that life when you say verse 9, "And my soul shall be joyful in the Lord. It shall rejoice in his salvation." So you can't be scared now. When God show you your enemies falling in real time, you're going to have to remind yourself, hey, I spoke Psalm 35. I'm not saying gloat, but, congratulations in advance. Because look, I'm going to say this right now on the live for myself. Verse 11 says this: false witnesses did rise up, liars. They laid to my charge things I knew not. Said they lied on me. They charged me with something I didn't even do. They rewarded me with evil for good, to the spoiling of my soul. But as for me, when they were sick, my clothing was sackcloth. I humbled my soul with fasting, and my prayer returned into mine own bosom. It says my prayer returned into my own bosom, which means you wasn't doing it in vain, but guess what? You was praying for evil. You couldn't help them. They was already gone. I behaved myself as though he had been my friend or brother. I bowed down heavily as one that mourned for his mother. But in mine adversity, they rejoiced. When I was going through, these people was rejoicing and gathered themselves together. Yea, the abjects gathered themselves together against me, and I knew not. They did tear me and ceased not. They hurt me and kept hurting me. That's ringing a bell. Come on, help me now. With hypocritical mockers and feasts, they gnashed upon me with their teeth. Lord, how long wilt thou look on? Rescue my soul from the destruction, my darling from the lions. I will give thee thanks in the great congregation. I will praise thee amongst much people. In other words, you better give God props when God come through. Because see, you ain't summoning again. This is the equivalency of Ogun la Flambeau. You hear me? Listen, I just got chills. Now I see why you was talking to me that day, God. Now I see. I give Ogun la Flambeau permission to search for my enemies. Do what thou wilt with them. You got to be okay with what comes next. Because when you call up this, you can't call it back. But you see, you in righteous energy. Because you say, how long will you look on? Then you say, rescue me from their destructions. Rescue my soul from their destructions. My darling from the lions. I will give you praise. I will give you honor. And I'll do it publicly. I will give thee thanks in the great congregation. I will praise thee amongst much people. He says, let not them that are mine enemies wrongfully rejoice over me. Neither let them wink with the eye that hate me without a cause. You want some shit done? For real? Trouble woman? You ain't got to do no spell work. I'm giving you this free 99. You want it that bad? Psalms 35. And then let the chips fall where they may. Because they're going to fall where they may. And you're not going to be able to pray this away. You're not going, God, enough, oh, Lord, oh. Listen, you better get your affairs and your emotions in order. Because, look, when you see the destruction, I don't care if you move to emotions to, oh, God, have compassion, stop it. No, let it roll. Laissez le montant rouler. Because it's going to roll. For they speak not peace, but they devise deceitful matters against them that are quiet in the land. You ain't even giving these people a reason. You quiet. You ain't talking about them. You ain't talking to them. Yea, they opened their mouth wide against me and said, ha, aha, aha. I have seen it. This thou hast seen, O Lord. Keep not silence. O Lord, be not far from me. Stir up. See, watch this. Somebody say, why she want to use the word conjure? Conjure. The word conjure ain't bad. Look, there's another word for conjure right here. Verse 23 says, stir up thyself and awake to my judgment, even until my case, my God and my Lord. Watch this. Watch this now. You better be that nigga if you using Psalms 35 now. Make sure you're innocent. 24th verse says, judge me, O my Lord, according to thy righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. In other words, search me. If I had a reason for these people to do this, then guess what? Nail me, do what thou wilt with me, but handle them. You want to make sure your hands is clean before you say this. See, look. I'm very familiar with the blue book, The Power of the Psalms. I've had it for years. Damn near grew up on it. Matter of fact, it was taught. I'm not even gonna say it was taught to me. The power of the Psalms was given to me by the elders of the church, of the spiritualist church that I grew up in. So I had the power of the Psalms before I had even knew that book existed. And I don't know, hell, that book may be older than me. I'm talking about the blue book, The Power of the Psalms by Anna Reba. But I'm going to tell you like this, the elders taught us from small how to use the Psalms. Let them not say in their hearts, so we would have it. Let them not say we have swallowed him up. Let them be ashamed and brought to confusion together that rejoice at my hurt. Let them be clothed with shame and dishonor that magnify themselves against me. Let them shout for joy and be glad that favor my righteousness. Those who favor my righteousness, those who are on my side, let them shout for joy and be glad. Yes, let them say continually, let the Lord be magnified, which has pleasure in the prosperity of his servant. And my tongue shall speak of thy righteousness and of thy praise all the day long. I'm telling you, Psalm 35 ain't nothing to play with. Go do that if you want, honeys. But I'm just giving you, don't be afraid. Because see, when you walk in love, there is nothing to be afraid of. Especially when you know your heart clean and your hands is clean, just like your heart is. Look, the more people's mouths open up against me, the more they hang themselves. Thank you. All weapons formed against me prosper me. All weapons formed against me prosper me and mine. It turns into abundance. It turns into prosperity. It turns into divine favor, unmerited favor, wealth, riches. Yeah. It's easy to fight evil with evil. And look, we don't know what's in somebody's contract. Some people may have to get down with the get down. But this is for you. This right here, what I'm talking to, don't repay evil for evil, honey. It's not worth it. Ain't nothing wrong. Look. Because I know where you at. I got to reach you where you are. I know how it feels to want to see people hurt that hurt you. I know how it feels to feel like life ain't fair. That's why I don't believe everything I hear. That's why. I don't believe everything I hear because I have seen people come together and conspire on innocent folk. I've seen it myself. I've seen it. And, you know, in my younger years, there were times where I was afraid to speak up, and I should have. And I had to forgive myself, and I ended up eventually having to make it right. Or sometimes there was times where I was just afraid because I was in my people-pleasing spirit. Oh, y'all don't want to hear this truth. I was in my people-pleasing spirit era. And there's times that I should have said something and I didn't. I should have spoke up, but I did not. as I have gotten wiser, that shit don't fly with me no more. 3333 does not fly with me anymore. I do not believe if God tells me intervene, then I intervene. Sometimes God will show you something going down and will tell you, sit there. Don't say nothing. Don't interrupt. Just watch. And God will have you watch. And you'll be sitting there wrestling with God like, oh my God, I want to say something. And God said, nope, I didn't tell you to do that. Just watch. Observe, because I'm teaching you. And you don't know what may have caused that person to come under that type of subjection. That's how bullies are born. There's only two types of bullies. Those who are given everything, never corrected. That narcissistic spirit that everybody is born with. Let me say it like this. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. That those narcissistic tendencies that everybody has, that eventually falls off, because children are needy. They are a form. I hate to say it like this, but it's true. Children. I have heard even psychologists say children are forms of parasites. In other words, they're dependents, because a parasite is a dependent. When they can't do anything for themselves and they are totally dependent on someone to do for them until they're able to do for themselves. Well, that's the way children are birthed and bred. The way that they're raised, that's what causes them to either drop the narcissistic tendencies or pick them up, and then full-blown narcissism comes along the line, right? So you get those kids that are very spoiled. They're very spoiled. They it's this, it's that, it's whatever. And then, their parents, they act like their kid don't do no wrong, and then it's some other shit. Then you have other types of parents. Other types of bullies, where they once were bullied and then they turn into the bully, right? So you have those two types of bullies. So, most of the time, believe it or not, is one. Most of the time, them kids come from really great backgrounds, and their parents feel like the whole world should bow to them, and that's why they don't. And watch it be them same parents. When them kids grow up, they give hell to them parents. So I'm just telling y'all right now, because Psalms 35 verse 5 says, let them be as chaff before the wind, and let the angel of the Lord chase them. Let their way be dark and slippery, and let the angel of the Lord persecute them. You think after saying Psalms 35 on your situation, you think they're going to be able to rest well? I think not. Don't look for it. Just know, be ready to hear something. And it may not happen at the time you want it to happen, but it will happen. You just need to have faith that once you say, I'm telling you, I'm type of person, I don't believe that you always have to say something repetitively. Some things is a one and done situation. And I have seen things where I done hit my knees, or I just was in my bed and I was just, put my head up to the sky like, look, you got to do something, because I'm telling you right now, my flesh want to take over, but you got to do something, because you know more than I do. You see more than I do. You've heard conversations I didn't hear. You've seen the deeds that went forth that I didn't know went forth. You know the lies and the manipulation that's going forth I don't even know about. You know the covens that's been coming up against me. You know the people that's been conspiring against me. You know their name. You know their face. I don't know these people. But I'm telling you, I'm asking you, I'm summoning you, I'm stirring you up to draw out the spear and stop the weight against them that persecute me. Let these people hang themselves. In June is going to be a lot of um, us doing a lot of recovery, because these fears is coming up with this Plutonian energy being in retrograde. So a lot of these subconscious fears, these deaths that we having in these rebirths. If you've been praying that you want a real solid relationship with money, the fears of money is coming up. You want a real relationship, love relationship, the fears surrounding having a loving relationship is coming up. If you want real sisterhood or real brotherhood, if you got any kind of childhood wounds where you've been done wrong by the same sex, thinking that people was your friends and not, honey, let me tell you, them subconscious fears is coming up. Pluto does not play. It's one of the best planets you can work with. If you really want to do shadow work and come out on top, just trust the process. It's like one of them hair tutorials you watching. One of them tutorials you watching, and it look like a hot mess in the beginning, and they tell you trust the process. And you fast forward to the end because you ain't got time to be looking in the middle. You fast forward to the end, you're like, oh, that's cute. Trust the process, saints. Do not bet. I'm telling you right now. You're going to have to trust the process on this one. All right. I hope I helped y'all. I got to go. I love y'all so much. If you helped and you like what I was saying, if you want to donate to the channel, that is fine. All donations, I pray that it goes back to you 100-fold. If you are in the ritual, shout out to you. All right. I love y'all. I hope I have done a service for those of you out there. We about to see things materialize in the next 6 months. During the course of the rest of this year, we are going to see a lot of prayers that we thought went unanswered. Honey, we about to see some shit materialize, and it's going to blow us. For some of us, it's going to be for really good purposes. Those who were on the other side of those prayers, it ain't going to be so good for them. But again, nevertheless, don't gloat. May it be for the glorification of love, aka God, the Most High. And it may, hopefully, that them being placed on the whipping post would help them have a change of heart to walk in the counsel of the godly instead of the ungodly. But for some of these people, I'm gonna say this and then I'm out for real. See, I'm scooting back. I had to realize and recognize something about myself. And I'm going to say this, and it may not apply to all of you, but I know it applies to me. I am many facets of things that God has placed me in this earthly realm for certain things to pop off. One of the things that I've known to be true is when you come across me, I am your last ticket out. I'm your last ticket out. When you come across me and you don't get out, that's it. That's it. After me, there's nothing else. Because everybody before me was your warning signs. I'm not going to say that God make people like me a punching bag, because it does feel like that sometimes. But I'm going to be real with you. Some of us have incarnated in this lifetime to be the reason why karma is going to come and wipe some of these people off. And for some of them, there is no coming back. There is no reincarnation. Some of these people are on their last life, and they really don't understand. So, when they say eternal life or eternal death, that's what it is. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, that's what it is. Because I truly do on a daily basis to walk in love. I do my best I really do. I do my best. I'm not perfect. I have my days where I don't want to. I want to be mad because I'm hurt, or you know what I'm saying? I'm still healing from the things that I went through. And for the most part, I think I did a really great job healing. However, I'm still healing. I don't think y'all really understand what it feels like to be around people for some years, having them smile in your face while, watch this, they've been plotting the whole time on how to make you a sacrifice for their fame. A whole fucking crew of people. That's gotta be the most cutthroat shit ever. To be going in somebody's house, eating their food. Look, it's so much. I'm telling you. And I was so naive, honey. I didn't see it. But to know better is to do better. It will never be a shame on me. It won't be a fool me twice situation. Because you ain't going to get a second time to fool me. It is what it is. But some of y'all going to have to understand that, look, it don't feel good, and no, goddamn it don't feel right. It don't feel good, and it don't feel right to be treated like crap. To be talked about for no fucking reason when you didn't do nothing to nobody. Especially when you don't even know what people look like. You never talked to them on the phone. You never held a conversation with them. You didn't even know they existed. Somebody just picked you out of the litter to start some drama. Then you got your friends, so-called friends, you had to let go. And then you had family that was stabbing you in the back. Because they knew who you were before you knew who you were. They seen your light before you seen your light. So they was already one up and on the dark magic, the baneful magic, the harmful magic. Since you was in Pampers, they had aunties and uncles doing your ass in, and you didn't even know it. Your parents didn't know it. They didn't think so. Watch this, because I'm talking to myself, and I'm talking to y'all, but I'm talking to myself. And all of this shit, all of these lies, people lying on you, being jealous of you, treating you like shit, setting you up consistently throughout your life, and you thinking it's you, but little did you know, you were the last contact for these people. They did it to so many other people before you. Got her all of these cries from people. Avenge me, help me, help me. Why are all these people crying about the same person? Okay, wait. My karmic angel is over here. Hey, set it up to where Joe Blow can go ahead on and cross paths with Susie Mae. Let's see why these other people was crying. Let's see, because we know Susie Mae. We know our karmic angel over here. We know she good. We know John Jingle Hammer Smith. We know he cool. So make them cross paths. Let's see what's popping. And then they watching. They sitting there watching like, Oh, this motherfucker menace. Oh, okay. Okay, well, yeah, that was the last resort then. Look, they go in the Akashic records and they looking, okay. Oh, they had 24 chances. They had 35 chances. They had 70 times 7. They had 1,884 chances, and they failed them all. God damn. Yeah, we can go. Take them out of here. It don't feel good to be the last resort, but it's necessary. So I send love and strength. I call down love and strength for myself and courage for myself because I needed it. Today was a rough day for me. But I call down love, courage, and strength for you too. Because even though it does not feel good and it's not comfortable, you do serve a purpose. There's no reason for you to be going through this, and you're on the right side of justice. You're on the right side of spiritual law. You're on the right side of physical law, earthly law. And you know you didn't do anything. You know you didn't do anything to ask to have these people fuck you over, but they did it anyway. Listen, you gotta understand and you gotta know this is bigger. It's you, but it's bigger than you. This is you, but it's bigger than you. Because little did you know, watch this. This is where I close. I know I sound like a Baptist preacher. I done said I would close by 2011 times. Little did you know, when that great deluge happened, that flood, and in my humble opinion, I do believe that flood happened. Because when I look at the Milky Way, it looked like a big C-section. To me, it looks like a C-section that healed or tried to heal, because it looks like a scar. When that great deluge happened to wipe out them Nephilim, y'all don't understand how wicked those days were. It says, as in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the coming of the Son of Man. There's nothing new under the sun. Do you see how wicked it is? And you think it's wicked now? In order for the wheat to truly be separated from the tare, we have to know who's wicked, who's ungodly, and who's unjust, from who's righteous and who's godly and who's just. See, what you don't understand is that we are in what we call the gathering of the souls. Just like there's angels walking amongst us, there's demons walking amongst us. And they've taken an earthly form, just like some of these angels have taken an earthly form. And that's why you gotta be mindful of who you're entertaining. Yeah, that man got good dick, huh? He lay that pipe real well, and all he doing is transferring curses into your vagina. Yeah, she bounced on that dick real good, huh? She suck it real hard, huh? She ain't nothing but a succubus, chaining you and your whole lineage to curses. I gotta get vulgar sometimes like that with y'all. Not for a shock factor, but I gotta put it out there because it's real and it's true. Because while y'all over there shaking and vibrating from orgasms and nuts, they transferring all of that fucked up ancient ass energy from the beginning of time. I'm telling y'all right now, this stuff exists. And they gotta know who to eliminate. And in order for the angels of death and judgment to drag these motherfuckers down in chains forever this time, they gotta know who's who. So be grateful. I'm grateful. I am grateful. Be grateful that you've been chosen in this time to be the last fucking stop. Because you don't know what lineage you've been born into. You probably could have been born in this lifetime in a family fucking full of Nephilims, and you was the only Christ that came through. And because they want to crucify you so fucking bad, forgive them, Father, because they know not what they do. They sealing their fate. And then God can see, okay, this was some this is some fallen angel energy that don't want to repent. So now we gotta chain them, like in the book of Jude. Be mindful. This is bigger than what you think now. It's bigger. We are part of we are a huge, loving, instrumental, important piece of this puzzle, but it's bigger than us. In order for peace to reign on this earth, they gotta gather up all them tares and then throw them in the fire in the furnace. Because only the wheat gives substance. Tares look like wheat. The only way you can tell the tares apart from the wheat is harvest time. Wheat bears fruit. Tares don't bear fruit. Wheat are so heavy during harvest time, they literally bow over. Tares stick straight up. That's how you can tell what the wheat from the tares. You pluck it up too early, you might be plucking up wheat. How grateful that we have a merciful, most high, loving source energy you call God. Some people call whatever else. But the source of universal love. I'm talking about real, true, pure love, the most high. How beautiful that we have a loving source that cares about us so much that we have to mature at this time that watch this, we're entering the stage of maturation. Number 6 is when things start to mature. Because we just left out of fight energy. Now we're maturing and shit. Now things you start to realize what's what, who's who. Let's rejoice, y'all. We're on the right. For those of us who are on the right side of this, rejoice, babies. I know it's hard. It can get hard sometimes, yes. I'm not going to lie, it's not easy. But this is why we got to encourage one another, because I got to remind myself I'm not alone in this walk. I got a spirit team so huge I can't even comprehend the numbers. I don't even want to count. I'm just grateful. My spirit team so diverse. It'll blow some people's mind. My spirit team so dope. It's energies you thought that would have never got along. I got angels and goons on my team. I'm so grateful. My ancestors that are by my side, been shaking, rocking, and rolling. I'm grateful. I'm only being a blueprint. Even in hard times, I'm grateful. I'm just grateful. I don't know how I'm gonna get to the next chapter. I'm just grateful that I'm gonna get to the next chapter. I don't know how this may get worked out. I'm just grateful that it's gonna get worked out. Go in peace. I love y'all. Have a good night. Until then, please be safe. Walk in love.